looks like we got a new friend!
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the late night 7th stream featuring Smooth Jazz by Archmage Derek. Today, we're all very happy to be here playing through our 7th Sea campaign. Have a few things to go through before we introduce all the players. Let's get to them right now.
Sorry. I couldn't. I've ruined it for everyone.
Social links, guys. First of all, Discord. Hop in the Discord. It's a wonderful, inclusive community, totally safe, and you can come and be yourself there. It's amazing. Also, Derek's changing the music. Also, Twitter. Send me a DM on Twitter and I will get you into a game. We have 3 viewer games a week with up to 12 spaces. We have up to about 40 spaces, I think, before Christmas. And YouTube now looks very shiny, y'all. You should get in there. You should go and have a look at the YouTube, because I've updated everything. Now everything is up to date. Everything is playlisted. I'm sorry that there was 100 videos that hit you this weekend, but now it's all up to date. Everything's in playlists, and from now on, all of the streams will be updated regularly. We are full time. We hit our donation goal earlier today. Last stream, we hit our donation goal in an amazing display of affection from everyone. I'm still reeling from it. We're now on a stretch goal, which the idea would be to get me and Alice to Gen Con. It's just a rough estimate of how much it's going to cost with flights to America and all that sort of thing. But yeah, that's our potential thing we'll do if you guys keep surpassing the amount of love we expect to receive.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Patreon is another way you can support us, and also we have merchandise. I have a whole bunch of merch next to me right now, which because we're going to MCM Comic Con in about a month's time, so could be the proud owner of one of our baseball t-shirts, for example. This is one of Alice's. Hilda, you can't have this. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Redbubble merch is lovely as well. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. The cat's going mental on my knees. You can also support us by supporting our sponsors. We have Bird in the Storm Publishing, who currently have a Twitter and merch, but also they'll be bringing some content to the channel in the new year. So watch out for that. They will be doing hour-long episodes between games. So you'll be able to catch up on those. Also, we have Mayhem Press, who are already on the channel on Thursdays, 1 PM EST. We run Dark Matter, which is a 5e reskin by Mayhem Press, which we play, and tweet Revecnus in chat now. So belt and braces, everyone, get your piff helmets on and take cover. But also they have their free 30-page review and their pre-order links there in those links, so look out for those. We are also giving away a competition of Rainbow Pride dice, because what better way to spread the love than with Rainbow Pride dice? So get over there and spread that lube all over the internets. Utilitas, thank you very much for that 500-bit cheer. With that, you can do all sorts of things, including gift a wild magic surge to someone, which is the exact amount you needed. Lastly, but most certainly not leastly, we have a tweet. Every 10 retweets, which I'll go and check on right now, every 10 retweets will earn a random wild magic surge to Le Parté. I misspelt live in the retweet. Please don't let that put you off retweeting. Bad grammar is synonymous with running late and sometimes rushing things. It's a sign of effort that you see there, that spelling mistake. The sign of love. The sign of I just hit a goal and I'm overwhelmed. Anyway, Derek, I've blabbled on for the first bit of the show. Why don't you take over and lead us through this intrigus one-shot?
Bonjour, mes amis. Comment ça va? Bienvenue à 7th Sea Scatteredashes. Oh, wait, sorry, I had that set in French. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Scattered Ashes. Last we left off, some great many scary and bizarre things happened. I figured we might go around, see how everybody's feeling as far as, their character, and then somebody is probably going to have to do a recap. So we're going to start with, okay, all right, good. Thank you for volunteering, Natalie. So let's start with Una. How's Una feeling right now? What's going on in her head?
Oh, you had to start with me. Una is, quite shaken. She had quite a day. She met some people she would have rather not met on that ship, and then she had that weird, creepy, what's it called? Clown guy just disappear in a shatter of blood. So that was fun. Yeah, she's very curious as to what's going on, and very hesitant to trust anything that she sees, because she's not, yep, there's something wrong here. I, Eris, am absolutely loving it. This has been very intriguing so far, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Awesome. Then we'll take it around to, seeing as Natalie's going to do our recap. Let's see here. I'm not looking at the stream, actually. Oh, yeah, the stream is set up totally differently than it looks on Zoom. That's great. Now I seem like I'm completely disorganized. Awesome. So we'll take it around. Yeah, we'll go to Layla. Jay.
Oh, no sound.
This bloody headset. Yeah, so Leela's okay. She is not generally really put off by much. She's seen quite a lot, although the guy exploding in blood was kind of close to the point where she's going to start getting a bit weirded out by things that are happening. Yeah, she's doing all right. She's keeping cool on the outside. I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. Interested to see what happens.
Merci beaucoup. Let's see here. I keep going back and forth between the stream and not. So we'll go around to Kels. Where are you at, my friend?
Well, these two ladies, they seem as though they may need a... You people changing your cameras?
Sorry.
These two people... No, it's fine, really. These two ladies, they seem as though they may need someone to look after them in their time of need. They may need some chest hair to cry into. And I am happy to be that guy. So I will be offering support in the form of a warm place to rest one's head. And any other kind of head come to that.
The fact that chest hair is like... Moving on! Hi, Alex. Or Gregory, how you doing?
Well, I'm good. I've been looking forward to this for literally the last week. As far as Gregory is concerned, he, like, not last session, session before, was very, very unnerved by the creepy clown, whatever he was, guy. And then the return of him in the last session has just fueled that even more. And you know, after the hassle that he gave us last session, Grigory definitely wants to get his hands on him, and not in a fun kind of way.
Not in a Kel sort of way. Oh, well.
Definitely not in that kind of way. Stop it, Scrap. Stop! I can see it.
I mean, getting stabbed in the thigh is a fine how do you do, right? And then finally, Natalie, Rhiannon. Do you want to tell us how Rhiannon's doing and maybe give us a small recap?
Oh God. Well, Rhiannon actually is probably doing better than most people, but she's still feeling creeped out. But she's more curious about this than anything else. She just wants to know what the hell is going on at this point. I'm having a blast personally. And if you hear jingling, that's my dog in the background. I have a new puppy, so he might jump in every so often. So he might have dog face.
Okay.
Anyways, I know.
It's like, yay, dogs.
So recap, which is going to be great because it's going to be really weird notes. Last time we met Una. She was at a nice B&B. She got a letter friends. She tries to go shopping, but magically finds Kels' ship. Oh God, nope, out of this, nope, girl, nope. She found the pretty boy of the salty spray who tried to entice her. GTFO. Kels got thrown in jail. Pretty doctor lady who gives zero shits about him comes to deal with that. That was Dr. Marina. Budden's lost one. There was only really one Budden officially lost, although I'm sure many were in theory lost during the entire adventure. Kels broke the doctor's sister heart. Whoops, heart's broken. One also tried to track that. Didn't really get too many more on that. I'm a little disappointed.
Give it a chance.
I know. Give it time. Una meets up with Grigory, Layla, and Rhea. Strange man shows up, has a creepy nose. We're waiting for a stupid guy, which, you know, is Kels. Everything is free for Rhea. Oh, yeah, I think I was just deciding that everything was going to be free regardless. We got a fancy dinner out of this. We got a VIP table in the back. Lady in blue with fancy white wig hair. Think super old French Josephine is the one that's talking to us. Kels put his bed against the door. I don't know what he's doing. Lubricating with actual quotes is in here. Yeah. Paula's trying to get him to go, scares off Musketeer. Threesome time? Josephine just really doesn't care. Eventually we all get together. I don't know why I wrote Fournier's equal fornication. That was something that came up.
Because they keep getting with Kels.
That sounds like one of my lines, yes.
That makes sense. Dinner time and wine time. Layla got extra health from the steak. Gabrielle's been kidnapped by a madman. Other nobles too. There was a silver bell. Looks like a spiked mace. It's got Theon written on it. Come one, come all to the shining blazing ball. Here in the flames, blah, blah, blah. This is weird. Wasn't a bell at some point. Ghost with bells in streets? I don't know. 4 nobles missing. Started about 3 weeks ago. Poetry for Louise Delac. I don't know. Let's stick Kels on her. Apparently that's my whole plan now. It's just to throw Kels at people. Dude's been oh yeah, Gabriel has been writing about us. That's kind of creepy. Okay, never mind. This seems flattering. Got the list of nobles. Went on a carriage ride. We're really not a perceptive group. Layla and I managed to see this dark figure in on the rooftop that like disappears in a fire. I don't know. There's some other weird stuff that I don't understand my writing at this point.
Gregory got a cat.
Gregory did get a cat. That I have later. We found this weird thing in a cupboard type thing. He's got more non-bells. Oh god, did he eat Gabriel? Went away in a red mist. Drip, 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 how the crimson magic runs dry. Pierre the cat, best NPC. Poor Grigory sees naked Kels. So much booze. Thanks, Claudia.
Oh god, no.
I'm sorry to remind you. So much booze. Thanks, Claudia. Note to self, never click on links from Scrat. And creepier Jake Maria.
I love your notes.
So that was what happened last time.
Your notes are
Send me
amazing.
a copy like every time, so I
It's
can
thorough.
just have it to read.
Okay.
Now, if only we could get you to recap every other show on the channel, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'd actually probably pay for that position.
Why
Why are we laughing?
All right.
So, without any further ado, thank you for the wonderful recap. My God, I could not have asked for better.
Right?
I feel like I know you better as a person now too.
Yeah, that
Um,
tells a lot about me and what I take notes on.
One question though, was it you recapping or was it Rhea recapping?
The line blurs.
I was going to say it did, because definitely some of that sounded like it was like just a rambling or like a diary entry for Rhea.
Yep.
That works. I like it.
I love it. So, without any further ado, you all awake the following morning after having your run-in with the strange Harlequin man in the Fournier Manor. 4 of you have stayed at Le Renard et Lit, and 1 of you stayed at the Fournier Manor. Can you guess which one?
Wonder who that was.
Exactly.
I have some business to attend to.
Yes,
Finding your buttons.
you attended to
No,
it. All
popping
right.
another one.
So, we will take it over to the main into the main attraction that he thinks he is, Kels. As you wake up in Josephine's bed.
Oh, Josephine's, not Paula's. It could be either at this point.
It could be either. You know what? Tell you what. Roll for me a D2 and see how that goes.
Surely a D3. There's the chance that he's on his own.
That's true.
D3.
D3, please. It's 1. Okay. So you wake up in Josephine's bed. And she is already getting ready. She says, "We cannot keep doing this, you know. It is unbecoming. And not to mention, I shudder to think how many people that you have paid the same service to."
You do not seem to complain every time. In fact, every time you say we cannot keep doing this, and then here we are again.
She looks frustrated at that, looks herself in the mirror, just finishes placing her fake mole. And she says, "Shut up. No more. Go. Your comrades are waiting. I'm sure you have other things to attend to."
Your eyes sparkle when you're angry.
Well, that means that they are sparkling all the time. Now go.
That was really good.
I'll leisurely get up and
Okay.
I'll rest one foot on the end of the bed and just put on my singular boot. This will be the pose that she first addressed me in the beginning of the campaign.
Yep. You see her glancing at you in the mirror. Every once in a while, she steals a glance back. You know, she's getting her makeup ready. As you finally slowly get dressed, some indeterminable number of minutes later, there is a knock at the door.
Before the knock, could I just be like, could you help me with my buttons? They seem to just pop every time I touch my shirt.
She walks over to you and begins sealing up your shirt. She says, "Perhaps if you left it alone, they would not pop off so much."
One assumes they cannot help but pop off in your presence.
She just shakes her head, and the last one, she cinches it right at the neck, so it's like that uncomfortable bit of just kind of like you got going on.
as soon as she like lets go though, it just like pops back down to like halfway down.
Yes, that's exactly. It just there is a slight silence as you hear the button bounce across the floor, and she just sighs.
I will just caress her cheek and be like, "Thank you for your assistance. Now I am afraid I must leave you. I know you do not want me to leave, but I have places to be, and I should make calls on the rest of the household. I know someone here may wish to see me before I go."
She folds her fan and smacks you on the bum. She says, "Out, Kels."
I know. I cannot stay. I'm sorry. And
She says, if I had a single coin for every time you tried to linger, I would be even wealthier than I already am.
I'll swagger to the door and just be like, perhaps tonight you could put a champagne on ice next to the bed. That way, we won't have to go running for servants halfway through again.
She smiles and says, does that mean I'm going to have to put a champagne on the ice next to every bed in Montaigne?
No, but you could keep one by yours every night.
She
If
rolls
you
her
wanted.
eyes. Out, Monsieur Somat.
Can I try and persuade on that? This is one of my like fraud things. I'm trying to woo her.
You're under the impression that it's not working. She just has business to attend to.
That isn't you.
She
Well,
says, she whispers, she says, there will be something next to the bed and something in the bed as long as you return.
how can I not?
You cannot if you never leave. Now go.
And he turns.
It's
and
a
says-
bear trap.
That'd be great.
Now I shall keep it.
There is a tool
Sorry.
for every job.
Including a bear trap.
Yep.
Alright,
I'll
so-
swagger down the stairs and I'll stop into Paula's room before I leave.
She is, as you open the door, she is behind her changing screen. She says, oui, Giard, is that you?
If you wish.
Mon Dieu, what?
I just thought I'd stop in and see how you are this morning.
She says, I do not have time for this. I'm trying to get dressed, which is, I know, is the opposite of what you usually want, Kels.
You sound hurt, milady.
I am not hurt. I am just perplexed to be... You have very... Do you have no scruples at all, Monsieur Somat?
Well, yes, I do, but I try to spend them as quickly as I gain them.
You have been reading too many novels, thinking that you can walk in here, woo my mother, and then woo me? Do you have no shame, no decency?
I will, I will take one of Kel's hairs. No, not hairs, like hairbands, sorry.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna remove it and put it on the bedpost and just leave.
Have a wonderful day, Kels. She says as you just see the silhouette of another arm going through his sleeve.
You
As a mate.
You already know that wonderful days follow me wherever I go. They can be yours.
She says yes, and for a low, low price. One's dignity.
Who needs dignity when you can have fun? I have no need of dignity. No, excuse me, I must go to my ship. And I will swagger away, not listening to her response. I will swagger throughout the household, and I shall swagger down the street towards my ship.
Okay, so you're headed back to the ship. All right. As you're on your way out of the manor, Giard hands you an envelope. He says, "This is your invitation to the party at the Dubois Manor tonight, monsieur."
Why, thank you. Tell me, what is the dress code?
Come again?
What is the dress code?
The buttons are part of the dress code, monsieur.
The usual then.
No,
Personalized invites. I love it.
he swears. Oh, suck to me at the lip. Just show up and try to keep yourself with some form of cover, monsieur.
You mean none of this, monsieur?
He looks at you as you open your shirt a little. He says, "No, it is the entire opposite of what I said."
You mean none of this either, monsieur?
He reaches towards you, and he puts a hand on your chest.
As he does, a button pops.
And then he quickly pulls out a single chest hair. Enjoy your day, monsieur, and we will see you at the party, fully clothed and well behaving.
I'll let you keep that one as a souvenir.
I fucking hate you, monsieur. Now get out.
And I will swagger away again.
So, you go swaggering out back to your ship. Meanwhile, the rest of you at the Le Renardelli. You all wake up after a long night. Yes.
Is there breakfast?
There is,
Most
yes.
importantly.
Is it free?
It is, yes,
All
because
over
you're
that.
being paid in
Yep.
advance.
Breakfast then.
As you wake up, there's not too many patrons in here. They're just kind of slowly filing in. You see the bartender, Claudia, and a man. He's got short, sort of brownish hair, beard. He's dressed in common clothes. He's helping serve. You know this man to be named Patrick. He is Claudia's husband. And he sees you come down. Bonjour. We will be starting your breakfast just a moment. Please, we already have a table set aside for you, my friends.
Oh, wonderful.
Thanks.
Not a problem. He goes back and he shuffles his way off as you see Claudia is there getting plates ready, serving them up. And there is a decent sized table with some nicer chairs, much more towards like the VIP section. Like you had been sitting in last night. And eventually breakfast comes pretty timely fashion. There's such things as eggs, there's fruit. Apparently no expense has been spared for you guys as you are gifted with this lovely meal. Fresh squeezed juice is poured into these tall glasses for you. And everything seems in this sort of strange juxtaposition to the previous night. Pleasant.
Right, so how'd everybody sleep?
Not well.
I'm used to sleeping on a ship, so it was quite unnerving for the ground not to move.
I can sleep anywhere. I'm fine.
Yeah, same. I did great.
good sleep.
Yeah. No
Are you sure
weird
about
dreams whatsoever.
I don't think you're sure about that.
Hmm?
I don't think you're sure about that.
About which? Sleeping great or weird dreams?
Both.
I mean, who doesn't have weird dreams? But doesn't matter.
I didn't have any weird dreams.
Well, that's good.
I had some, but not.
Do you remember them? That's always the weird part. I actually think that's the weirdest part about the weird dreams is when you remember them the next day.
Well, not specifically, but do you remember them?
No, just weird stuff. Probably has to do with that creepy clown that kind of came out after us. That was strange.
Yeah,
That was unnerving.
kind of understanding a dream about that was a bit freaky.
I'm sure that's what my dream is about as well.
I think the worst part is that we're looking for those creepy dudes going forward. Dude, I assume there are more than one of them. I don't know why. If multiple nobles have gone missing, maybe there's more. But you know.
Well, let's hope there aren't more than one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't stab them unless you're gonna kill them.
Yeah. Stab to kill. So I think we're going to a fancy ball tonight, aren't we? Dinner party?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Mhm.
Well,
Great.
I would normally be able to secure an invitation on my own without any help, but I might be able to get everybody else in as well.
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, Madame Fournier said that she could get us invitations, but I could take you shopping and help you fit in a little bit better. And then, of course, while people are talking to me like they always do, you can take the time to look around.
I think that sounds like a very good plan.
I think Gregory would look great in a dress.
Yes,
well,
let's play dress up Gregory.
I was
Floor length.
thinking more bodyguard.
In a dress.
Normally, father has me bring someone like a chaperone or something with me when I go to these things. So
Why didn't you have a chaperone now?
Yeah.
Did you lose them?
Yeah, you
No.
did.
well, you know.
Good on you. I like it.
I don't think I'd be able to pull off a noble. So maybe the bodyguard is a better option.
Oh,
Corset and everything.
I'm still with this plan.
Yeah, I'm all over it. I think it's great. Worst case scenario, he'd be a fantastic distraction
Oh yeah.
when we're trying to do other stuff. They'd just all be looking at this like
No.
7 foot tall bloke in a dress.
No,
I
Is that like a definite no?
that is a definite no.
we could put you in a kilt.
We'll work on it now.
I am
We'll
from
work
the
on
We'll
it.
get there. We'll get there. We've got all day.
You're just gonna repeatedly ask him. And how about now?
How about now?
As you guys
Work on it.
As you guys are having this discussion, you see the familiar stern face of Gillard walk in. As he scans the room, sees you guys in the back, and then places 4 envelopes on the table. Voila, your invitations to the party at the Dubois Manor.
Are they real invitations, or have you just like
Photocopied like the
pictures
same
made
of-
them? Yeah.
Madame Fournier did her best to acquire new invitations, promising that you are intriguing guests. So, like I said, voila.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
He nods. I hope that this establishment has been treating you well.
All right.
Could do with some mimosas for breakfast. The orange juice is great, however.
You can't really tell if you're being sarcastic or not, so he just sort of almost mechanically turns and goes, pardon, Monsieur Patrick, do you have how do you say it? Mimosas? And he looks and he stops and thinks about it and goes, one moment, and he goes back and you see him approach Claudia, and in the distance you sort of see a sort of
Oh, good.
We need to do this more often, Ray.
This
Like,
is
good.
and you see the scene kind of progress as she sort of looks like she thinks.
Our mission goal should be to confuse people.
I love it.
Her face changes about 3 times as she thinks. So eventually, she goes off into the corner, pulls out a large book, slams it on the counter, opens it up, and begins looking through. Second later, your face lights up entirely as she points to a page,
Oh.
points it to him, and he comes over and just, yes, one moment, s'il vous plaît, and begins prepping you a mimosa. Yes.
Fantastic. Wonderful. I love this place.
Could have just said put some champagne in it.
Clearly should have, but okay. Oh,
So a moment later, your mimosa is set in front of you.
I am so excited. Thank you.
Patrick smiles. B, of course. If there is anything else I can do let me know.
That's everything. Whew,
Say
okay. Don't confuse the staff with your drink orders. Got it.
So, without, as long as you guys have nothing else you wish to say to Giat, he turns without a word, nods, and begins to exit.
He's so friendly.
Mhm.
I like him.
Yeah.
We should find him a wife. It's
So
kind of
by
like
the looks of it in
look at
chat are pro kilt.
So good.
I am okay with this,
Good.
as is Gregory.
So you guys have a good several hours before.
To find a kilt.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. To
We need
find.
to find two
Like a
nice
curtain.
dresses and traditional McMab tartan kilt.
All right.
Okay.
That sounds quite niche.
Yeah, but you're her bodyguard, so you'd wear the
You gotta
kilt
go
of
a
her
little matchy
clan.
matchy.
Yeah.
I know, but we're not there.
Oh.
We're being
Yes, but-
in Montana.
She has money. It's fun.
Fine. Don't worry about it. Just
You
say
can get
you're
anything
smile
if you've got
enough.
enough money.
Remember, where there's money, there's a way.
Absolutely.
Uno can find someone who can print that up pretty quick.
Perfect.
So, you all are going on this adventure to go find kilt and dresses and the like.
Yeah. We just turned this into a shopping episode.
Yes, we did.
Fantastic.
I
You're
like the
welcome.
curtain idea.
Travis Willingham would be so happy. And at that, we pan as you guys head to the marketplace. Back to Kells, who has arrived at the Salty Spray.
I forgot it was called.
I'm still not over that.
Oh god.
I couldn't forget it.
Yeah, that was
Even
burned
if
in
you
my mind.
tried.
Ah.
Kels, you arrive outside the immaculate ship that is the Salty Spray. You hear one of the crew members, Capitan! Bonjour!
Buttons pinging everywhere.
So many lost buttons on that ship.
Great, you're muted.
Of course I'm muted. I say, welcome, my men. Hello.
And
What news of
the-
the ship while I have been away?
Daniel, the Avalonian one, says, well, you missed it. There was this really pretty, her accent was very like Highland Marches. I know you said you've never been up that far. Well, I think she's somewhere in town. And, well, I'm just, doing what you wanted, Captain. I am keeping an eye out, so to speak.
Yes, no, I very much appreciate the new paint job on the ship. I think the white spray across the bow looks amazing.
It was, I'll admit, Captain, it was a bit of a, more of a creative art piece. I just sort of sit there, just kind of flap and paint at it as best as I could, right to your specifications.
Perfect. Perfect. Now it shall always look as though we are cutting the waves. No matter where we go, we will be moving things.
Yep. I tried to get all over the masthead as I could. It was hard. Couldn't actually reach, so just got as much up there as I could.
Yep. Flicking is a good option.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it definitely got it.
Now,
One of the other. Go ahead.
Daniel, I hate to break it to you, but it is not quite true that I have never been so far up as the West Marches. Merely, I have never taken you so far up as the West Marches.
Well, actually, Captain, I said Highland Marches, West Marches. I do remember that story, and no, you didn't, but you promised me you would. So I am looking forward to that.
One day.
I haven't-
One day.
But she was from the Highland Marches, with the kilts and the and the accents and the red hair and the being practically ununderstandable.
Hang on a minute. Are you telling me the two places are different?
They are, sir. Yeah.
Oh.
No, the West Marches was the time with the bottle and the three lads covered in lard.
Weren't they wearing kilts to begin with? I thought this was the same place.
Yeah, those were imports. Those weren't locals. That was your idea.
Oh, I see. Well, that explains a few things and a few crossed wires in my memory. So tell me, where is everyone?
Marco is out getting food. Stefan is out going to find more companionship. Oh, right. I can't believe this slipped my mind. A musketeer came by looking for you.
Did he have a face like granite?
Yes, he did.
Did he seem particularly angry?
Yeah, he didn't seem like the type to communicate very well.
Did he have long dark hair?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Never heard of him.
Oh, well, he said something about a duel for his honor, so I told him that you'd be more than happy to accept.
Oh, please, whenever someone comes to the ship asking for a duel of honor, just shoot them on sight.
I would, but that would be murder after all. I mean, but if you're fine with that, I'm fine with that. And you see another guy down the way. Boris, are you fine with that? And he says, I don't know him. Block him.
We're right by the docks. Just roll them into the sea. Who knows any better?
Witnesses, sir. There'd probably be a lot of witnesses.
Shoot them too.
Boris, have we got that many guns? Fuck it. You have plenty of guns. It can happen. It can work.
Well, shoot or seduce them. Either way. These are the go-tos of the ship. The salty spray. Seduce first, then shoot.
Oh, it's been seduce first. I think Boris muddled that one up once.
Oh, if you shoot before you seduce, it can lead to a lot of complications. It can get very awkward.
I didn't know. Sorry, says Boris as he's just there swabbing the deck. Boris is a very handsome man from Sarmatian Commons who has this large, thick mustache that is almost like shaped like a trapezoid. Very tall, very buff.
Yes, no, always seduce before you shoot.
I'm no. Sorry. So, Captain, if there's anything else, are we headed off? Because I remember you said you wanted to. Oh God, what's the word? Sod this place and sod off. I think you said.
Maybe I have a iron in the fire up at the fornication place, at the Fournier place. It's actually I have 2 rods in the fire. Who knows? Maybe they will become 1 rod at some point, but for now, I am working my way into their better graces. They all think very highly of me up there. Also, there were some other randomers who may need consoling and some chest hair to rest on. I can't believe if they wanted to come to my ship or not, but soon I'm sure there will be an enormous man. He does not have a mustache though, so not material for the ship. He seems to keep his chest covered as well, so I'm never sure if he has a decent, rug. But there's also 3 charming ladies with him, so we may be giving passage to them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Sign 3 up for the salty spray, and 1 extra.
He does have a mustache.
But does he have
Oh.
a mustache?
It is magnificent.
Oh, well,
Maybe you're just jealous.
could be.
Maybe you just
He's
repressed
got
it.
no chest hair though.
Kells doesn't really...
Completely smooth.
Kells is not very picky about looking at people too much, so you could be someone completely different that he's remembering, to be fair.
Probably.
So at that, he says, "Well, I'm not going to stop you if you have things that you're getting into, so to speak. Just don't forget that we're here. Because remember last time that we went round to Vidace and you were there for like 5 days, and you came by and said, 'Oh, I'm surprised you're still here,' or however the hell it is you say it."
But this time I've provided you some wine, no?
Yeah, we had to fight over that single bottle of wine he gave us. Boris won.
Well, what have you learnt? What have you learnt for the future?
Well, how'd you phrase it, Boris? You're all a bunch of cowards. I learned that we're a bunch of cowards.
Did you try and seduce Boris?
As Daniel looks, Boris just looks up and goes, I'm not opposed to it.
See?
It's the most dysfunctional crew ever.
You're learning something every day on this ship.
Well, right you are, sir. You are as wise as you are handsome.
No, I couldn't possibly be.
Boris chimes in from the very back of the ship. It's true. You're very handsome. And with that, as you just kind of stand there basking in the compliments, Daniel says, so what's this about the fornication place?
The Fournier, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Fournier place. What's should we come along to that? Is there something that we can do to help out?
Depends. What do you know about the Fourniers?
Well, let's see here, Fournier. Well, I did meet the older sister Francine when I was in town the other day, and I gotta say, she did not like me. She punched him. It was pretty great.
You're doing well, taking after my own heart, I see.
Yeah, I still got most of my buttons. I'm not really sure how it is you managed to lose so many, and then just magically have them all sewn back into place.
It's all a matter of, and he just like does that tight thing, and it just pops at him.
Yeah, it pops, it bounces off his chest. He goes, yeah, like that. Exactly like that, actually.
Spare buttons.
Oh, see, I tried that when Marco and I were around in Castile last time we went back. I was completely unbuttoned the entire time, and they threw me in the stocks for that.
Well, what did you learn?
You're poorly dressed, says Boris from the back of the ship.
One, you are poorly dressed. You are poorly dressed. That is one thing you can learn. Never be poorly dressed. And two, could you seduce your way out of the stockades?
You know what? I'm gonna get back to you on that. I'm gonna think long and hard about that.
I think it best you do.
You hear Boris give a discernible "huh" when Daniel uses the phrase long and hard. And Daniel says, I don't really know what he's laughing at, but let us know if you need anything. We'll be right here. Or we'll be in town. If you see a closed door, we're probably behind it.
Of course, of course.
So, with that, Kels, what do you do next?
Let's see. I got captured by the guards. They would have taken my blunderbuss. Did they take my rapier?
Yes, they did. That wasn't even your rapier to begin with.
Neither was the blunderbuss.
Excuse me, but you seem awfully attached to these possessions, which were clearly mine. I guess I would head into town once more.
Okay, so you head into town once more. With that, we pan back over to the other four hirelings de la Fournier. And you're probably, I would imagine, Una, you'd probably be looking for something that's a little bit more ritzy, a little bit more higher class.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I'm trying to make my companions be able to at least look like they belong there.
We don't have
Even
to
if
act
they're
it,
not
right?
We
acting
won't
like
be
they're
able to
belong.
act it. It's not gonna happen.
But at the very least, someone won't be able to like spot them across the room and be like, "You don't belong."
That's
Mhm.
fair.
She's trying to make them blend in as much as possible.
Okay. So you take them down a very elaborate, very well decorated strip of town in Charus. There are many fine clothing shops, jewelry stores, even places that will, you can buy new wigs from. It's the whole nine is here. As far as dresses go, Le Valette is probably your best bet. There is a shop window with many fine dresses and mannequins that are almost, if not better adorned than Madame Fournier's.
Well, we definitely want to stop here. She just kind of scrunches up her face a little bit, kind of wrinkles her nose. Yes, unfortunately. Shall we go in?
Sure.
Why, unfortunately?
It's not my style. I don't like all the fancy stuff, really.
Yeah, but we're not paying for it.
No, but
Mm-hmm.
it smells funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll give you that. All right.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna go if it's probably not very comfy either.
No.
Does
it's
it have
not.
pockets?
We need to look at the ability to hide weapons in the clothes that we're wearing. Like, can the shopkeeper hear this conversation we're having? Like,
So
we
as you
just
guys,
stood outside having this.
I think we're inside having this.
as you guys are, you still haven't entered the shop quite yet. You're sort of heading this in front of the window, but you do see a young woman with blonde hair that is pulled back into a bun. She sees you in front and she just kind of waves you in politely.
We'll figure it out. I will do my best.
I have a lot of knives.
I can sew.
I just
Badly.
need a lot of pockets for reasons.
We all have our
We'll
talents.
see. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Yes,
see
you
what they
mine
have.
start empty. I just need them so I can fill them. That's all.
So upon entering the shop, a little bell dings above your head
As
as
I walk into it.
yeah, the three ladies get under the spine, and then suddenly, bam! This bell smacks Gregory right in the face.
He sighs and then ducks under it, and then just sort of stands to one side, looking rather out of place.
I bet they do your size.
You stand in a shop that looks almost much more like a parlor. Fine upholstered chairs sit in the walls and corners, while a number of dresses stand on displays between about every 2 or 3 chairs or so. The shopkeeper, as you see her come from around the corner, wearing one of these well brocaded, a bit like this kind of style dress, steps forward and she says, "Bonjour, welcome to La Villette. I am Clarice. What can I help you fine ladies and monsieur with?"
As Una has walked into the shop, like with each step, she's pulled her back up straighter, and like before, she was kind of slouching a little bit, making herself look a little bit smaller and less proper. But upon entering this shop, you see her demeanor change, and she is full on lady. She says, "Why, thank you. I need to dress my companions for a party tonight. Obviously, what they have isn't suited. However, I have some requirements. What do you have to start with that would be suitable for a ball at the Fourniers?"
Says the Fourniers are having a party. I thought that it was the Dubois.
My apologies. We were personal guests.
I see. You're the ones I've heard so much about. Yes. Oh, goodness. I have,
Why have they heard about us? Oh, God.
she says, Giard was by today saying that, she immediately turns her lip to mimic Giard's. There will probably be people here who are trying to look for, blech, I do not like Giard. He said, dress you in something boring. No, I should do no such thing. So, starting with which one of you is, and she reaches into a pouch on her dress. She pulls out a small piece of parchment, and a little set of spectacles rise from her neck to her nose. So she says, which one of you is Leila?
That would be me. I'm just gonna like walk in behind Una, like standing up proper as she does, kind of not mocking her, but mocking her.
She says, très bien. So she's immediately taking from the same pouch a little bit of measuring tape. She says, so what are your favorite colors?
Brown?
No. This will not do. How about I know. I have a very sleek burgundy. There's almost a brown, but with a little bit of a kiss of red.
Yeah, I can go with that. I think,
Lovely.
yeah, I think that'll look good.
Yeah. Follow
I
me.
need something that hides like blood stains.
She, as you say that, she just sort of. Yes, it very well might be.
Good.
But I do not judge. They are dresses, and well, let's say shit happens in dresses, no?
I love
not
her
wrong.
so much. She's my kind of girl. I like her.
And she kind of gasps for a second, realizing that Gregory is in the room. She says, pardon my Montaigne.
Don't worry about him. He's fine. Just pretend he's not there.
I wasn't paying attention anyway.
There's a couple nice trinkets on a shelf that have caught your eye.
It's more like I'm towering over most of the shelves and racks and everything else, and it's just like really awkward for Grigory. He's like he doesn't know where to look, what to listen to, or anything else. He just wants to be not here.
So with that, she escorts Layla behind the counter, and there is a thick black scrim curtain behind the counter. She says, "All right, just you get in here. You might want to at least get down to your underthings, and I will get to use that dress." She steps around to the back, and she comes out with a very nice, sort of velveteen black dress and a laced sort of off-white with red embroidered corset.
I want that.
She, enters. She says, "All right, put your arms here and there," and within a few quick moments, like any masterful seamstress could, has you pose in all the right directions, and within a few moments, you are cinched up into this fairly tight but mostly forgiving bodice. The dress fits you very well. The sleeves aren't too poofy like anything that you'd find in Montaigne, but they are a little bit more subdued, much more towards like the Eisen style of dress.
So, what's this dress like for hiding knives in it?
She says, well, if you look, like any master of a bodice would know, you can put a dagger here, and she points right down the center of it. And she says, and one around in the back, a little bit harder to get, but a good female friend, she says, her voice more tossing out into the center of the room, would probably know how to help a girl out.
I will bear that in mind. Thank you very much. It's kind of sideways step away from her.
She says, "Here, come on, I'll show your friends." And she opens the curtain once you are ready. And she even starts setting up accessories on the counter. She says, "Go, show. It's their opinion. No woman is complete without hearing the praise and applause of other people." She says, "No, that is some sexist bullshit. Let's not go with that one."
I like her. I'm gonna go up to Una and Natalie and do like a little twirl and be like, "Look, I can hide knives down my top."
Ooh.
And as you see her sorting out these accessories, she says, "Exactly, that is the most important thing." And she says with a little chuckle to herself.
This woman knows. She's good.
She gets it. All right. I
I like
it.
her.
After you come out and you do the twirl, Una comes up and she shows you a couple more places that you can hide knives.
Liking you more and more every day.
Grigory leans over at this point. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time I need it. But we're changing that, so that's fine.
So, as she sets a couple of pouches on the counter, she says, "If you are serious about hiding knives, don't worry, I will not tell anyone." She says, "This belt," she says, as she just very gently fastens something along front of it. It almost looks like her collection of pouches in her apron, but it is cleverly hidden among these fabric white roses.
Oh, I like it. It's good. This shop is great. I'm going to recommend you to all of my really rich friends and like the people I know around here. I'll totally recommend you to all of them.
She grins and she says, "Well, I appreciate all the help." She says, "Now, which one of you beauties is Rhiannon?"
That's me.
She says, Right, see, what is your favorite colors?
I like the purples. I like going along with those sorts of colors.
Purple,
Yeah.
I
need pockets. I know she needed space for knives. I need pockets.
I see.
Hidden pockets is fine. That's perfectly fine.
In fact, some might say it's better.
Exactly.
She says, "I detect an Avalonian accent."
Yes, that's correct.
Since the Avalonians are very big fans of their pockets. I think I have a couple of things. Yeah,
Wonderful.
follow me.
Excellent.
And she escorts you back to the curtained off section. She says, "All right, you get ready. I will do my best." And a moment later, she comes back with a long-sleeved, almost sort of drapes, almost like a kind of magister's robes, but they can easily be tied up, so that they sit comfortably at the elbows. Inside of this purple dress, with this very deep indigo bodice that she offers you, there are hidden pockets in the hanging center sleeves.
Amazing.
As she helps you get sorted out, she says, now this hangs off the shoulders a little bit. I know it's a little revealing, but
Oh, that's fine.
the best part about this one is the height of the bodice. It works perfectly as a few pockets. You can store a few coins in there, a few...
Whatever happens, I find. Yep.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Could even, perhaps, if you want, fit a few Fadachian men in there. But that is not my business.
Wonderful. I love it.
Très bon. And she gets, a few accessories. She says, I have a wonderful handbag that would complement that perfectly.
Oh, perfect.
She sets it forward. And she says, there is a few different pocket openings for it. And there is even, she says, as she just kind of reaches in, a very small, and she pulls out a dagger about this large. She says, this is what I call the bad date.
Perfect.
It is complimentary to the handbag.
I love it. I'll take it.
Lovely, she says as she gets that set too. And then she looks around and says, let me know if you see anything else. Remember, shoes make the dress more comfortable. And she points to a couple different racks of shoes that she has nearby. Then she finally says, and then I assume that you are Mademoiselle Una herself?
Yes, I am.
I see. From what I hear, the rumor around the court and the noble families is that you do not like to play by the rules. Good. I always say fuck the rules. So, let's see here. Something movable? Yes?
Definitely.
I hear that you are a splendid dancer.
Indeed.
So, she says, go back and begin changing. Rhiannon is finishing her twirls, and I will get something sorted. Do you have a preference in color?
Greens.
Greens. Perhaps maybe a colorful tabard thrown in, or something like it onto it?
Sure. Sounds good.
She says, now I'm not always familiar with the colors of all the Highland Marshes family, but remind me, what is the Nickmab's colors?
Green, purple, and blue.
Lovely set of colors. All right. And a moment later, she comes back with almost a little bit more traditionally Highland Marshes inspired dress. She has even thrown in a few bits of fabric that silk ribbon that go up over the shoulder, around, tie under the waist, that are blue, green, and purple. And the main dress itself is a very nice emerald green.
Beautiful.
You know that oh god, my dress terms. I'm so bad at this. You know that the petticoat, you've noticed that it's a lot more freeing than usual. It's not quite as constricting around the hips, but instead will give you a much better range of motion in your legs, which is usually the problem with these damn dresses anyways.
Yes, indeed.
The sleeves are quite freeing too. It almost has like a sort of swashbucklers, kind of like there's like the part up the back of the sleeve, so that way you can fully have range of motion with your wrist and elbows.
Very practical.
Oh man, I love this dress. Can I have this dress? Can someone make me this? I guess
are you listening,
I could
chat?
probably. I guess I could probably make it nice. But it's so much better if somebody else does it.
So she sets out a few accessories. There is a belt, that goes with it. Just a simple like silver chained belt. And she says, now, once you find shoes, remember that is the most important part, because it is either you walk on barefoot, why would you wear shoes, or you wear something that actually will not kill your feet by the end of the night.
We need really, really, really expensive but practical shoes because we're not footing the bill, so...
Ah, I see. She says, and she just kind of almost like she's been thinking of it, just plain. She goes, une, deux, trois. And she sets out in front of you shoes that perfectly complement each of your outfits. For you, Layla, a set of black shoes that have a single belt up over the front, but there is a little bit of bejeweling around the buckle in bright red stones.
Sounds lovely.
For Rhiannon, the shoes that she picks out are these sort of like suede violet that she sets down with. They have large fabric red roses on the top.
Very cool.
And then finally for Una, these are almost like actual full-on like brown leather boots that she gets for you. That just, they look like shoes because of the length of the skirt, but they're something a little bit more firm-footed and balanced than the typical high heel.
Una gives her a winning smile and says, "You are coming recommended to everyone I know."
She says, well, if you want to make a dress, get to know women.
That is sound advice there. Not just for dressmaking either. That's a life lesson.
Oh, then finally your companion here. Sadly, I do not have any dresses your size, Miami, but I know a couple of places that you might be able to find something.
Yes!
Unless you'd like me to crop together maybe a chemise and a skirt. And then she gives you sort of this devilish grin. She hides her smile behind her fan.
Triggery face palms.
It was a humor. Oh, she turns to the ladies and goes, as soon as a boy is put in a skirt, why did they all grimace so? I know I'm not putting in any skirts. Well, let's see here. There is John's shop up the street. I believe he calls it, what is it? Just say in comment then, the Dapper Turtle. It was an old joke. We are still laughing about it today. There is the what is the word for that fancy sort of cat thing? The Jaguar. Jaguar clothes they are very, tell you, there's something very intriguing about them. And then there is a collection of things from around there. She kind of thinks about it. She says, peculiar man, what is his name? Luigi, yes, he had moved here from Vodaci.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. So, if I recall correctly, Una, you were fronting the cost of these dresses, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so that is going to take you your 1 wealth for this chapter.
Okay.
I thought the Fourniers were paying for it.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought they had the bill.
Reimburse.
I mean, if they were paying, that's fine, but
Do you guys say this to her?
I reckon you could argue the point, Una. She did say that they would pay for all of our expenses. So even if you pay for it now, I reckon you could have solid grounds for them to get your money back from them.
Keep your receipts.
Claim it back on expenses.
Yeah, exactly.
See if we can get a reimbursement form or something.
Actually,
I don't know.
Layla mentioned that somebody else was footing the bill earlier.
I did.
She mentioned that they were.
She says, oh, yes. Oh, my poor memory. I must have been distracted by how wonderful you look in these dresses, ladies. So, It is being fronted by the Fourniers. Oh, Josephine owes me a favor or two. I can make her pay out that pretty nose of hers. So, you ladies enjoy your party. Monsieur, I did not get your name. Gia did not write it down.
It's Gregory, Mom.
Gregory. Well, I hope you find some sort of thing that matches your whatever you call this.
As do I.
All of this.
And with another smile and a wink, as a couple other young women, also clearly noble from the way that they're dressed, enter. She says, now if you excuse me, you know, girls don't want to wear that they're going to wear the same thing. Such a silly thing. Just wear what the fuck you want.
I like her.
I love
I
her.
like her too.
Great.
So, have a wonderful time, and perhaps I will see you at that fancy Dubois party.
Thank you very much. We will recommend you to everyone.
Thank you, my dear. So, with that as a quick kind of, moving around this parlor that is Clarice's shop, you guys exit back into this street. Now, which of those three would Gregory want to go to?
I think Luigi's.
All right, so Luigi's. As you guys are headed to Luigi's, you see swaggering down the street none other than Kel's Somat.
Isn't that the idiot?
Yes. it
Kels,
is.
you see the three women that you were acquainted with, now very well dressed, as though they're going to this party later.
Ah, yeah.
I see you too have stepped up your fashion game. You ladies look ravishing.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
I'm
you
starting to
look
I'm
half
counting the buttons. Yeah.
Where's your other boot?
That's a very good question.
That is a great question. Is your foot not? Yeah. That
Cold?
can't be good for your back or anything either. I feel like you'd be lopsided walking.
There are some really nice hills in there.
I believe that Kels would have finished getting dressed after posing.
No, forgot your shoe.
Nope.
It's been said now. You forgot your shoe. That's it.
I must have left it at the Fourniers.
It's in my notes now. You have to have done it.
I find sometimes when you leave a boot by the side of the bed, it helps you find your way back home later on.
I thought that was a hat.
That too.
A button.
Oh, he's missing like 4 of those,
I
so.
was going to say he's got a lot of homes there. They're just everywhere.
Home is where you lay your heart, no?
Or in
So-
your case, your buttons.
So, Kels, what are you wearing tonight? Are you coming shopping with us?
Are you
For a-
kidding
Do you want
me?
to dress?
I stole this outfit from Josephine's bedroom myself. It is her husband's. Is this not fine?
Oh, I'm sure he won't notice that at all.
You remember that that Monsieur Fournier is dead.
Exactly. So it might be a little out of season.
He really
Might
won't notice
smell. Might be a little stale smelling.
Yeah, a couple of mothballs. I'll get my own musk on it in no time.
Gross.
God,
you know
I
what?
wish
Actually, wear it.
I wish I was Josephine Fournier right now because I had a zinger for that.
Oh.
I don't want him to get changed, so he should just wear that.
it. Wow.
I mean, if you would like to get me out of these clothes, I am very open
No.
to that.
No, we're
No,
cool.
I don't
No,
think
we're good.
anybody does.
Good.
You're good in them.
Gregory might.
No.
Well, let's find Gregory something to wear.
And
Yeah,
I'll
Why
just
don't we?
pop another button and I'll just sort of like hold it open and go, you mean this shirt doesn't suit me?
Oh.
It looks better on.
On.
On. We're gonna stay on.
She actually comes up to you and like closes your shirt.
I wish I knew the system better. Is there some sort of seduce roll? Because I'll seduce the hell out of that roll right now.
In a situation like this, there really wouldn't be, especially seeing as it would be player versus player. So it plays out. How does it play out between you two as you start as she moves to close your shirt? What happens?
Kells is going to look deep into Una's eyes and try and figure out what it is that Una would find appealing in this particular moment.
Nothing.
Not you.
There's just no interest. It's
Doesn't
just-
even register in his brain. That answer that doesn't. So he
Yeah.
just goes back to the old faithful, just pouts his lips a little bit and gives it the smolder.
She closes his shirt, like layers one part over the other, pats it down with one hand, and says, "Try again with someone else."
Rest a hand on her
continues.
hand quickly and just be like, "Of course, milady."
She slides her hand down away and walks off in the direction that she
As-
was going.
Kells
As you-
shivers as her hand slides down his torso.
as you do that, you see that Clarice has stepped outside the shop. She says, Una, is that Kels Samat?
Yes, he is.
Kels,
Hello.
there is something that the women of Montaigne wanted me to give to you.
The finger.
And she goes back inside.
What the hell has happened
Use
to
the
this town?
Run, Kells, run really fast.
Oh no!
Oh, no. There we go.
Quick, musical chairs.
Run.
No, I'll be fine. She is all talk. We have a game together, me and her.
I bet you do.
So,
Does she know about this game? Oh.
Yeah.
They really do.
That makes the most sense.
So, with that, you guys are headed to Luigi's. Kels, do you want to follow this band of ladies and Gregory?
They've not been particularly warm to Kells. I don't think he'd, just attach himself to them. He's quite confident in himself. He'd just probably wander off somewhere else looking for entertainment, or at least someone who doesn't have, a blatant dislike for his charms, He can get the message. He reads people, so he'll go somewhere where, everybody knows his name.
Well, fortunately for you, that is most of Montaigne. So as you're walking by, you see a couple of pretty young Montaigne noblewomen just whisper behind their fans as they say, "Oh, it's got so much. You should go say something." "No, you say something first." And you hear this whispering kind of go back and forth between their fans as you're walking by, striding by in your one boot and your stolen clothes.
I suppose I should buy at least some new boots, and I will look to see a shopkeeper who sells fantastic, whatever this world's land version of Italian leather boots, and I will head towards that shop.
You undoubtedly find your way not far to the shop known as Jaguar.
Okay.
Jaguar is owned by a Vadachian man with curly black hair. And he is dressed very well, more in the Vadachian sort of style, so it's a little bit looser, kind of more like your sort of game. His shirt is a little bit unbuttoned, but he's wearing some very fine leather boots.
What was his name? I have a feeling I might know it.
His name is let's see here. 1 second while I pull up a list. GMs, advice: always have a list of names ready. If you don't have a list of names ready, that's when you go really wrong.
More GM's advice: have more than one screen.
Have more than one screen. Don't just be pleb like me. Have more than one screen.
Sorry, that felt a little mean. That was a low blow.
No, that's fine, dude. That's fine. His name is Enzo.
Enzo. You
And as he looks, and goes, "Kill Samad, yes."
You must remember me. I buy shoes from you all the time. Don't even give me that. Enzo, we go way back.
He just, as you say that, he just sort of opens his shirt more and goes in for a giant hug.
I pull him in to an embrace and kiss him on both cheeks.
He does the same. He kisses you on the lips.
As always.
Says,
As you can see, Enzo, it has happened again.
Says, I know that problem, amico. You undoubtedly left one boot in a room that you wish you could go back into, yes?
El de Fourniers.
The Fourniers? How is Josephine?
Let's just say Josephine is doing rather well, and so is Paula. 2 out of 3, Enzo. 2 out of 3.
He says, well, you're always good at keeping score. And you hear down the row, Clarice go, pigs! Sactinets! And he goes, it's a game. You know, it's part of the game. We have a game going on.
Yes, of course. A wonderful game of cat and mouse, no?
Yes, and they never seem to really catch on. So, you need a new set of boots.
I do. Your finest boots.
Well, they are all my finest boots, my friends, so...
Something perhaps a slightly higher heeled. I feel I am going to a party tonight. Some dancing shoes would be...
Says, amico, you are not being self-conscious if a beautiful woman is taller than you, are you?
Of course not, but how can one dance when you are not in heels?
Spoken like an artist. Come, he says as he takes you to a set. They come up, they're about thigh-high boots.
I would actually prefer, like, salsa boots, like proper salsa, you know, like the fine Italian made.
Yeah.
Like all the leather, all the broguing, all the everything boots, you know?
As he sets down this thigh-high boot in front of you, a boot exactly like that catches your eye behind it.
Enzo, what is that?
I call that, I call that the prize stallion. Why, are you interested?
I am very interested. May I smell the boot?
Well, you aren't going to buy her dinner first?
You know me. Sometimes there's no need.
You dog. Go ahead, give her a sniff.
Finest leather, no?
Oh, yes. She has just been polished today.
Tell me, my friend, for these boots, we go back a long way. Would I owe you anything? As I try to use my advantage to inspire generosity.
I believe you have to spend a hero point, which I think you have.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah, so you are now at 1 hero point because you started this one with an extra one for having done all that psychic damage to chat.
Yes. So I'll get back to 1 hero point then. I will inspire generosity.
Says, well, the word long is a dangerous and loaded word with you, my friend, but for you, of course.
Enzo, come on. The last time you gave me boots and I went to a ball, was your shop not full of people looking for shoes as exquisite as mine the next day?
He says, that is true. They were also looking for you. They seem
it's not my fault they're all ladies.
And their husbands. That was a very tough fucking day, my friend.
You love everything. You do the same to me.
Nah, I love every fucking second of it. And he presents the boots in front of you. He actually opens them and holds it open for you to put your foot into it.
Yeah, and I'll just do a little like kick turn in them and just try them out a little bit. A perfect fit.
You look fantastic. They make your ass look great.
Why, thank you. Actually, do you think this outfit is a couple of seasons old? Perhaps I should go somewhere and get a new outfit?
Well, to be honest with you, I do not have... Well, I did experiment recently.
Great to tell.
I have done something very bold. I have created leather trousers.
How many buyers have you had so far?
I have one, and his name is Kelsumat, you beautiful bastard.
Are they skin tight?
Skinnier.
No. Will I need to sit in a bath to make them fit my skin?
He says you'll need to sell your soul.
Your soul is mine.
And your soul is mine. And he goes into the back and he gets out this pair of super tight leather pants. And just sort of, with an almost cracking of a whip, whoosh, he holds them out in front of you.
Right there in the shop, I'll just strip down and start pulling on these tight leather trousers, squeezing in.
As you guys kind of hear from outside, you hear someone in the street screaming, a little child screaming, "Mama, there is a bear there!" And a moment later, with some twisting and squirming and tucking, you finally get these leather trousers on.
Yes. Yes, I do.
And they squeak when you walk.
Of course. To be clear, I stay clenched whilst I walk in these, just in case.
You have no choice.
Now I feel that I was told that I should have as many buttons as possible, so I feel I should go against the fashion and go for as little buttons as possible. I think I will need a shirt. I need to go and find myself a shirt with more ruffles than anything else.
Well, I do have a few things with ruffles. I have some of the finest Badachian male, how would you say in common tongue? Let's go with spade to spade. It's a blouse.
A blouse. I would love a good blouse. Perhaps, do you have something with lace at the sleeves? Perhaps dark blue, light white lace? Perhaps white ruffles?
Do you think I'm a fucking amateur? Of course I do.
Then please.
He nods. He says, "What color? Light blue?"
Please, I am a sailor. I must go with navy.
In the Navy. He says as he strides back into his closet and comes back out with a very roughly navy blue silk shirt that has splits of the sleeve in many places, and there's lace at the cuff. And he says, "Do you want the vest to go with it, or will we just assume that the vest is coming off?"
The vest? What is a vest?
He goes, "Watch this." And he strides back in with a leather vest. It is very sleek black leather. That he walks up to you. He goes, "Give me your arms." As he slides the vest over you and cinches it tight, it kind of functions like a bodice, but you notice that your chest hair actually kind of puffs and almost like a dandelion at the top of the shirt.
This is beautiful.
You are beautiful.
I am. I cannot wait for chat to produce the artwork.
He says, "You must be a sadist because it hurts to look at you, you son of a bitch."
Sadist, masochist. I am just a philanthropist.
Giving your graces to the world, you fucking hero. Now, he says, with a second time today, second time the narrative is concerned, you've been slapped on the bum today. He hits you in the leather pants. You feel a seam pop somewhere. You're not really sure where. And he says, "Now go out and conquer the world, and tell them that Enzo sent you."
Tell me, Enzo, would you like it gift wrapped?
Is there really any gift wrapping with you?
I find it all comes off in the end.
You dog. So meanwhile, over at Luigi's.
I've just got to say, the NPCs in this are amazing.
Oh yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh. Every
10 out
time
of
you
10.
introduce somebody, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite one. And then you introduce somebody else, and I'm like, oh, this is my favorite one.
Yeah. No,
So
seriously.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
With that,
Anyway, composure.
yes, the thing.
Channel the Gregory.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm there. Right.
So yeah, you all step into Luigi's.
This is far too lively for my liking.
Luigi is an older man, balding on top with a large mustache, as he stands in a sort of smattering of different dress from varying nations. Ah, buongiorno. What can I help you with?
I'm after a kilt.
Like the Highland Marches?
I'm afraid so.
Ah, mamma mia, of course you are. here. And he just sort of goes around and he starts rummaging through a collection of cabinets. And you notice this place is super cluttered. It's almost like a little too cluttered. Like there's even like a statue of a stuffed bear in one corner of the room that's got clothes like layered over it. It says, the kilt, nope, grandfather's ashes, a kilt.
Oh, okay.
And let's see here. This should do. And he pulls out a kilt. Size much more for a smaller man. He goes, let's see here. And he just kind of like looks at you. He judges it, sort of like the distance around that you might happen to be. And he just kind of like looks and goes, are you sure you want to kill it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I believe I do.
Well, if nothing else, you could maybe just dress him slightly traditional and then throw a tartan over him. Or you know what? I have a tartan in my luggage. I can just throw that over him, and it's a wherever.
He goes,
Like a
Literally
cloak,
just find it.
perhaps.
Well,
have an
Like
idea.
over the shoulder,
yeah.
just covering one arm, like a matador.
He says, I have an idea. So, and he just kind of pulls out, and he kind of goes through, and pulls out another couple kilts, and says, I have a very good idea. Come back in about a half hour. I have all of this sewed up together, one big kilt. Might not exactly match, but it's something. You always get something unique when you come to Luigi's.
Does it look like we can trust this man to not dress him like a fool?
I was gonna say, Gregory sort of turns to Una and goes, really?
You'll be the talk of the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Una, does this sound like something that actually sounds good? Because it doesn't.
So you see together there are the classic sort of red, the red trimmed, black, green, and blue kilt, a black and white one, and then a very bright, like almost like icing colored, like yellow, red, and black one.
I'm digging this.
I mean, it could work.
Patchwork bodyguard.
Yeah, I'm not used to these kinds of events, though. So, I mean, I think it'd be fun, but...
He says, though, where are you from? Yes, you.
I'm from Zamatia.
Samesha, why are they putting you in a kilt? Come. And he turns and he says, this explains why you're so damn big. He says as he walks over to a large armoire. And he goes, have you ever thought that for a chance that maybe a moment there's something scary in one of these armoires? And he opens it up. He goes, it's unsettling. I don't like armoires. And he starts running through. You got sense. I like it. He says as he starts ruffling through these clothes. He goes, right here. And he says, this should do you very nice. And he holds up a very large set of trousers that are a bit baggy, but they should fit you just perfectly, actually. Going along with it, a long tunic and a long sleeveless kind of like flowing coat.
Okay.
He says, if you have the tartan, that will look very nice, but it's not necessary.
By all means, whatever you like.
Oh, excellent.
Did you intentionally go and get changed just for that?
I love it.
I mean, you look pretty sharp.
Oh, come on. Derek's all in cosplay. Why not?
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel
I
underdressed
should go
now.
find something that looks similar to what you described, but I can't even remember because my memory's terrible.
All right, chat. We're all gonna take 30 minutes to go change. You guys sit tight.
We're gonna do full hair and makeup.
Oh, I've got some ribbon.
I'm just looking around the living room, seeing what I can work with.
I've got a dress on, but you can't see it.
So So color-wise, this actually would go together pretty nicely. They're all warmer colors, some beiges, some tans. It's a very bright red sash, and the outer sort of long flowing coat / robe is a very nice, like warm kind of amberish red.
No, I definitely think this works. Yeah.
So it's very nice, very nice. So we got to talk a price. I'm thinking, hang on a minute to come to me.
Well, whatever the price is,
Charge it back to Josephine.
Josephine
Yeah, just
Fournier
Keep the receipt. Keep the receipt.
is picking it up.
Josephine Fournier picking up the tip.
Very
Yes,
true.
of course.
Well,
She
why
said
didn't you
she
say
doesn't
so?
mind the cost.
I just did.
Seeing as it's Josephine Fournier picking up the cost, let us deck you out. He says as he turns and he throws his hands in the air and goes, starts muttering to himself. He goes,
Yeah.
a couple of nice bracelets, maybe a larger necklace. What do you say?
Do it. Do it.
Does anyone else get the
Well, we can
impression that
sell
no
'em off
one really
afterwards,
likes
there.
Josephine?
Oh,
every time
no.
we talk, people hate.
her.
Everybody hates her.
I don't not like her. I just like to spend her money.
Yeah, I'm down with that. It's cool.
A couple minutes later,
Very well.
Luigi comes back with a couple of large, almost like square bracelets with large, like you think they're garnets in the wrists, and a large gold medallion with a number of gems in it. Throws them over, goes,
Perfect.
perfect. Completely perfect.
Thank you. I think.
You're very welcome.
Beautiful.
Ah, mamma mia. It is a very good outfit. Everyone knows that once they had Luigi, you never know.
You never go back.
Ever.
You just never go.
I should write that down.
Just never
That is
know.
perfect.
We'll recommend you to everyone.
Gregory is very, very hastily gonna leave.
So with that,
I'm gonna wave and blow
he goes,
kisses.
oh,
and
wait,
go.
I forgot the most important part. And he says, and he hands you a fez.
Very well.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Goes, there. Now it's an outfit to die for. Nothing like that fool, that Enzo, says he knows Vadacci. Well, I know the world.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
that's that. I think.
With that, with a very low bow, sort of round man, strange little man that Luigi is, gives you a very large bow and says, oh, thank you, thank you. And by the time he looks up, you guys are already gone.
I just give him a nod. Duck as I leave.
So that, yeah, practically takes out the fez. You got to hold on to it as you go.
Yeah.
And you emerge the shop.
You're gonna lose
Uh,
that.
About the same time, you see Kells emerging from Jaguar, looking as he does.
Fabulous.
Oh, yes. He will be a great distraction from.
Perfect. We can just throw them at people. It's gonna be
I like
great.
it.
No one will look twice at us.
I think he looks good.
I kind of want those pants. Is that weird?
Yeah, where did you get
Okay.
them?
I know.
They look like they might be the new, like the next big thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like
Amongst
some
the-
of that.
Richies around here.
Ooh, I wonder if we can go and get some for ourselves
And charge you back to do it.
We will take her for everything she's got.
And we spend the next 4 hours shopping.
She's got enough.
She won't notice. It's fine.
If you would like
So-
some pants like these, please go to Enzo's place tomorrow and ask for them and tell them that Kel sent you.
I
You
thought
would
you were
get-
going to say to take yours then.
You will take a grand
I
discount.
was very glad not to hear that.
So with that, as you guys are kind of standing around, do you guys actually go into Enzo's?
Tomorrow.
Wait, do we have the time?
Yeah, you've got plenty of time left.
Please,
You've
please.
got maybe
if
about
you go-
another spare like 2 hours or so.
I mean, if Kel says no, I think we should definitely do it.
If you
Yeah,
go,
but Kels, wouldn't you rather go in with us with you?
if you go in tomorrow, you can take advantage of my 10% Enzo discount.
I'm not planning on wearing it tonight. I just want it for later. I have a dress.
We can go in if you wish. We can go in if you wish.
There we go.
So you guys enter Jaguar. Kels, do you stay by or do you just head
Oh,
out?
I walk in first.
You walk in first. Enzo says,
You've
"You're
been gone so
back."
long.
So,
Enzo, I could not even get to the dance before I was mobbed with women wanting to buy some of your fabulous pants.
he looks around and says, "And they're all dressed beautifully, but it looks like that one with the mustache in the back went to Luigi."
Luigi's brand is known so well.
Says, I love Luigi, that silly little son of a bitch." So, what can I do for you ladies?
We
But
want
he probably
leather
hasn't
pants.
done first. You
I
want the
would like
leather,
to wear those. Yes.
leather trousers? Well, you have come to the right place. And he walks in the back and he goes, "Girls, have you already taken their measurements?"
No, but I can do so now if you pass me a tape measure.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
He says, "You see, my friend, I want you to succeed, but I want my business to survive." And he
Smart
walks out
man.
and he says, let's see, do that. And he points to Rhiannon.
Mhm.
And he hands you a tape measure. He says, "I will be a gentleman and make this hands off.
Wonderful.
Just let me know the number, measure there, and get back to me."
Kels
Perfect.
takes one look at Rhea and hazards a guess. 26-inch waist. 26-inch in a leg, 30-inch
Joe
upper
walks
leg.
over to you, and he slaps you like right in the chest. And with like as tight as the vest is, it like kind of like cinches a little too much. He goes, "Do not guess numbers. That is how you get yourself hurt."
Too true. Too true. You are a smart man, Enzo.
And he says, "There is such a thing as locker room talk, and there's such a thing as being a bastard."
Well, you're born into one for one.
But of
And
course.
he says, "Now, I don't want to look." And he slides forward a piece of parchment and a quill. He says, "Write the numbers down. I will not guess who is what. Don't let him see. It will be like a magic trick. He'll never know what you're wearing."
Perfect. Love it. Right.
So he attends to his own business. He's just mumbling to himself.
Ladies, you all right with this?
Wow.
Perfect. I will
This is
take
how
the-
all my clothes are made.
Perfect. And I will go to taking the measurements.
All right, awesome. So you do, and a few minutes later, you write them down. He looks, he goes, "All right, yes, I can do this." And he steps into the back. He says, he pokes his head back out and he says, "Any embellishments? Anything like I can do? I need a little bit
Pockets.
of lace at the size." What?
Pockets.
Ingenious. I didn't even make
Yes, please.
pockets for cows.
He doesn't need them.
I do have. He says I do have a few prototypes with pockets.
That'd be
Says I warn you,
perfect.
they're all in the butt. The pockets in the front, they're fake. They don't do anything.
Too real, man.
Typical.
Real.
Happily married, I know the struggle of pockets and ladies' clothes. I can't help but sympathize. 'Cause then my pockets are the ones that get used. That's how that works. So if you're listening, fashion industry, make ladies' clothes with better pockets. Damn.
Or pockets, like a tool. It
Yeah,
needs to
period.
happen.
Yeah. Every
So-
time we go to the river and I start collecting rocks, my husband tells everybody that I'm trying to drown him by collecting rocks.
You
Because I
collect
collect
rocks
rocks.
too?
Oh my goodness.
Alex
said-
collects rocks. I can't go anywhere without finding a rock somewhere. Like,
See?
I didn't even get up, you know?
Like I said, this is a fantasy based on reality. So Enzo comes back with a few pairs of leather pants that have pockets sewn along the back. They're a little too tight to be able to make pockets in the front with them, but he swears up and down that he's working on them.
Wow.
Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you, Enzo.
Says, not a problem. He says, ladies, I'm headed to the Dubois party tonight. I would be happy to see you there.
Oh, most definitely. We will
Mhm.
see you.
Says maybe we could discuss what
Pockets.
type of pockets we
Okay.
should include in ladies' clothing.
It's a date.
Done.
He looks at Kells and gives him a giant wink.
Kells just sort of steps off again. He just sort of steps back.
He leans in and whispers to Rhiannon, Layla, and Una. Can I tell you ladies a secret?
Mhm.
I've always been more interested in the inside of boys' clothing.
Wonderful.
I got that impression.
I've always been interested in women's clothing as well.
Oh, they look good on you. And he grins one last time before you guys say adieu. By the time that you guys kind of calculate the time and have to get the address, it would probably be advisable to go to the Dubois. Unless there's anything you want to do first.
Not that I can think of.
No, I think we're good.
No.
Okay. So with that, you can head to across town to a large freestanding estate manor. Who's holding on to the invites?
I'll hold on to my own.
Yeah, I'm probably Una's taking care of us.
Yeah.
She's the responsible one. At least with this
Alright.
stuff.
So,
Well, Uno knows the procedure for all of this, so she'll just,
So you're the responsible one.
yeah,
so
she's the shepherd tonight.
with that, you lead the way. Kels, are you walking with them, or are you walking kind of further back from them, ahead of them? Where in relation to the rest of the group?
Kels is growing on Layla. She likes him.
Oh
I mean,
no.
I would not want to.
I like that.
It
I would
had to
not
happen
want-
to one of us, and it was either me or you.
I would not like to intrude on your privacy. Get the impression, perhaps, I am a little overbearing for your friend.
Well, maybe we can try and change first impressions. But you're never going to change any first impressions if you don't spend some time with us. And by the looks of it, we're going to be spending a lot of time together, so... Especially for this ball that we're going to tonight.
You make an exquisitely convincing case, and how can I resist the request of a beautiful woman?
Thank you.
Guys, make your way up to the door with Una in the lead. A man in sort of butler's clothing stands at the door of this large 3-story manor that is mostly marble stonework outside. He has he's sort of short, brownish hair, and you immediately detect an Avalonian accent as he goes, "Oh, hi, you guys!" And the woman next to him with curly dark hair snaps and goes, "No, not like that. You have to sound more fancy about it." "Good evening. You're here for the party, no doubt?"
Yes, we are!
Yes.
Yeah.
"Oh, great. Well, come on in. Check the invites."
Una already has them out and is offering them to him.
He checks them over.
She says, first time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, go on in. And he stops Kels. He goes, "Are you Kels Samot?
Who else?
You know, I've heard a lot about you. You are lovely."
Why don't you tell me some more about it?
Says, "Well, tell you what. I'll come in about 5 minutes later, and we'll share a drink. How about?"
Yes, that sounds fantastic. Do you need to see my invite?
"For you? Of course not."
Then perhaps you'll get an invite of your own later on.
The young woman next to him says, "You're supposed to check everyone's invite?" "Yeah, but come on, he's really handsome." Like, he's really handsome. Okay, fine, go in, yeah.
I mean, I have, milady, I have an invite if you would like to check.
She snatches it from your hand, holds it up.
It probably by this point smells faintly of rose petals because he fragranced it earlier in one of the shops.
Oh,
Oh,
Smooth.
that's sort of nice.
And if you open the envelope, he also probably snatched some glitter from somewhere or snuff or something, so that there's a little poof.
It's a bomb.
it's amazing.
That's, oh, that smells a bit like rosehip. Oh yeah. Oh, what's the heart attack one? That's foxglove. You can get inside, Mr. Samart.
Good knowledge. Always important to know the difference between the rosehip, the fantastic smelling sweet juice, and foxglove.
Yeah, I'll get the two mixed up. Well, have a good night, Mr. Samart. I'll see you in there.
1 second, milady. Never accept itching powder from this man.
I'll keep that in mind. Not that it wouldn't be the first time. And with that, you head inside, and the inside of this place is immaculate, completely gilded, well defined
Looks like we
portraits,
got a new
murals
friend.
line the walls. As you guys look around, the party is already brimming with people. Dozens of people stand about, talking, conversing, chatting, and every once in a while you hear people even reciting poetry, or even going through full philosophical discourse. In varying corners of the room, you see people you're already familiar with. You see Ziad and Josephine towards the furthermost right wing of the first floor. Standing atop the stairs, you already see Paola talking to another young woman who has long, blonde, curly hair that is sort of swept around her shoulders, dressed more in the sort of Avalonian style, much like Rhiannon is. Off to the left side, the one familiar face that you happen to see is you've seen before in paintings is Francine Fournier. But everybody else is fairly new.
The illustrious and elusive Francine. Number 3.
So Kelsey, you're gonna head that way?
No, that would be too obvious.
Suddenly appear
Now
behind her
Kel's
instead.
worrying about being obvious.
yeah, wow.
One
Character
at a
development,
time.
okay.
No. The wondrous Layla asked me to stay with their contingent for a while and get to know them, so I shall stay and observe. I will snatch a
Under
glass of
damage
wine
control.
from the closest footboy, and I will arrange myself in a jaunty way.
Okay. So as you're arranging yourself in a jaunty way, you see towards the back, Josephine has now spotted that you've arrived and is heading in your direction.
I do exactly that, just a wave.
She approaches you. She says, Zozo, beautiful pants. Where did you get them?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? They say
Enzo's.
So-
It's Enzo's.
You hear the sound. You,
Yes. They made some for us with pockets.
Yeah,
She goes,
ask for pockets.
Ria, Una, please,
You hear the sound
have
of
you
a
never
bagpipe.
heard of etiquette and intrigue?
hear the sound of a
I don't
bagpipe
think you have.
deflating as Kel's ego suddenly has all the wind taken out of the sails.
Who'd have thought that we'd be at the height of fashion?
I know.
I am always at the height of fashion. Sometimes it
I
just takes a
don't doubt you,
while
I
for
believe.
fashion to catch up.
She says to you, well, in about an hour there is going to be a meeting among the families, the 4 families.
Okay.
She says, now they are probably not going to be honest with me, so go about and do as you do. So, first roll of the night as we get into a dramatic sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Each one of you has an approach to how you're going to handle this party. How would you like to do this?
Need you ask?
All right, so that's going to be a panache and tempt.
Panache and tempt, of course.
Yes, go ahead and you can roll that. Well, you're rolling that and deciding. Oh, you're also, because it's the first time you used it, you get 2 extra bonus dice. All right. Who's up next? Gregory, how are you going to go about handling this party?
I really don't know. So I think the plan is to essentially shadow Una for as much of the evening as possible. Make it look like I am actually a bodyguard and do know what I'm doing.
So if you want to,
maybe I could try and procure some information just by observing, just by mingling or overhearing general conversation.
So in that case, I think it's going to be something into the shade of a wits and notice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh well.
Don't forget your 2 extra bonus dice because it's the first time you have done this.
Yep.
So then going around, Una, how about you? What is your tactic for this?
Una is going to do her best to just play to the court politics. She's going to, try to just use her for lack of a better word, her charisma, her training to try to slightly wheedle any kind of gossip or any information out of people, while obviously keeping a nice face, not trying to show anybody that she's actually getting information from them. She's going to try to essentially try to get people drunk and get them talking about anything at all and hope that something comes out that's useful.
Okay, that's to me sounds like panache and convince. And then moving down to Rhiannon. How are you going to go about this?
Rhiannon is kind of along. Okay, is there any other sort of performers through this ball? Like, do I notice any?
You hear some music playing in the back, just sort of a light violin and woodwind.
Okay.
But there are performers here, yes.
Okay, so Rhiannon would probably make her way towards where wherever the musicians are.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them and say, let's go with something a little bit more upbeat, and then decide to start dancing for everybody.
Okay. So then in that case, definitely a panache and perform, please.
Okay.
And you're going to get don't forget your 2 extra bonus dice.
Yep.
Oh, was I supposed to roll bonus dice?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So we got.
Am I right in thinking it's 1 dice per thing you have?
Yes, it is.
Should I just re-roll the whole thing, or?
Go ahead and roll an extra 2d10 and then divide by the 10. All right, yeah, so didn't quite. Well,
Yeah,
on top of what ones you already had, so you can make. So one thing you can do is you can go back and you can rearrange the dice in the combination you might need. So you have a 6 and 4. Yep, 5. So that actually does pull you up to because you had leftover 0.1. So that does pull you up to 3 raises entirely.
Perfect.
And then Layla, what is your approach?
I am going to get one, first off. Kind of look around, see if there's anybody around that, because it's nobles that are at this party.
Yep. Predominantly, yes.
that is noble, perhaps like a younger son of someone that is noble but doesn't really feel like they fit in, that could be kind of easily persuaded to talk about things they maybe shouldn't be talking about.
Well, by conferring with Una, you might very well know that the half-brother of the oldest Dubois, Raoul, is kind of like, he's part of the family, yes, but seeing as he is a half-brother, oh my god, Scrat, what the hell was that roll? Seeing as he is a...
It's a wrong roll, that's what it is. It'll be divided by 10.
I was going to say,
Oh.
that was amazing.
So, seeing as he's the half-brother, he feels kind of out of place, and he might be a little bit looser-lipped.
Him.
Okay.
I will bring him alcohol and go and speak to him.
So you might want to do either, I'd say about a panache and convince might be good as well if you want to try to talk things out of him. Or if you want to use more of like an empathetic approach, I'd say wits and empathy.
Or tempt.
Or attempt.
It's 6.2.
I have nothing in tempt at all. And only 1 in empathy. Can I do wits and convince?
Sure, yeah, you could probably, we could say that you're probably kind of using those holes in his confidence, like a good person, to pull out the information that you need.
Cool. And then is it 2
Oh yes, 2 bonus dice, yes, because you describe your approach. Yep, you're good.
Okay, so
Okay, cool. So, so the way that this plays out is that as we go around through the scene, we'll go through the scene like it's a normal RP scene. But when you want to influence something in a way that changes the narrative, that's when you spend one of your raises. So, do you guys all break off into? You guys are all going to break off in different directions then? Do you want
No.
to keep with something? Okay.
No, I will stick close to Una.
All right.
Oh, Ria's gone.
Ria's just, yep, she's already gone over to the performers. And as you said,
I know my people.
so the performers, who are this very kind of posh group, they have makeup adorned quite like this. Their wigs are a little bit higher piled on top of their heads. They seem like a bit stuffy type. As you're trying to talk to them, they are there playing their instruments. It might take a raise to convince them to play something a little bit more upbeat.
Yep, I'll spend a race on that.
Okay, so you're going to change the rule, the mood of the party. Something a little bit maybe more your style.
Yeah.
So, as you do that, they kind of, what is it that you say to them to convince them?
Listen, I think I want to help make this just the best party ever. So if we could liven it up a little bit, I have a couple of routines that I think would really suit the situation and help add to the enjoyment of the evening.
So, by convincing them, that's going to be improvising. So it's going to cost you 1 extra raise to do so.
Okay.
So that'll bring you down to your 1.
Oh, it's 1? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you begin. They begin changing music, something a little bit jauntier, as Kels would say, and begin performing alongside of them. Gregory, you're doing the whole bodyguard thing. So who is it that you are going to be standing with?
So Gregory will be shadowing Una.
Okay. So Una, you find yourself in the presence of both Kels and Gregory. Well, Layla is making a beeline for the young man that you pointed out.
with 1.
Layla's fine. Una is going to make her way over to probably someone she's at least met before, and start with them, just schmoozing, essentially.
Okay.
Could I try and catch Una's sleeve before she gets there? Would that be acceptable?
Do you Yeah, if Una allows it.
Yeah, why not?
I feel we got off to the wrong foot. I am sorry, you must forgive my bluster earlier on. I have become strangely enamored with you. And sometimes I let it show in the most inappropriate of ways.
Looks like we
Una
got a new
leans in and she
friend.
says, Kels, it's not necessarily you, but it's you. I'm just not interested. But it's okay. Why don't you try to find any nice girl?
Kells
Whore.
lets out a long
Maybe a
sigh
whore.
and looks to you. And I would like a hero point, please. Well, my
you did
hubris-
just get rejected.
My hubris is star-crossed. I gain a hero point whenever I become enamored with someone that I really shouldn't.
I will allow it. You have an extra hero point.
Also,
Oh,
thank you for
man.
the raid, Madam Gandalf, and Bird vs. Plane coming in earlier as well. You guys, welcome in. Welcome to the glory that
Bienvenue.
is Kells.
Hello, hello.
So after that little exchange, you continue to make your way over to Raoul.
Raoul.
No, sorry, Raoul is where Layla's headed. You
Yes.
you spot Una, you spot that you have met Francine Fournier before.
Okay. So I will go over there, and before I leave talking to Kels, I say, please just keep talking. I know you've been wanting to meet her, so here we go. And I will walk up and say, "Oh yes, have you met my friend Kels? New friend, very very new friend."
She smiles and she says, I'm familiar with the fact that my mother and sister are familiar with him.
Francine, the
Well.
pleasure is all mine.
She says, yes, that is what your reputation says.
Well, how's your brother?
Gabrielle? Well, indisposed at the moment.
Well, I hope he's okay. You wouldn't want any rumors going around.
Yes, we would not want any rumors going around indeed. She leans in and she says, Una, why are you playing this game? You should know full well that exactly why my mother brought you here. Why are you interrogating me of all people?
I needed somewhere to start off on. I apologize.
If you want someone to start with that little seductress Louise Delac.
Thank you.
She says, of course. You look beautiful, by the way.
As to you.
Thank you,
And
darling.
she will just kind of nod her head and turn. Did she point out the person I need to speak with?
Yes, she would have gestured. And for kind of like pulling this out of her, that will cost you a raise. She says, yes. Louise is the one. Last I saw, she was on one of the how do you say, the landings, talking to my sister Paula, the blonde Avalonian woman with the long ringlets. Ugh. Why do people find ringlets so attractive? Just wear your hair as it is.
I don't understand either.
Oh, you
Why
spend
people
ages.
stuff
Girl.
themselves in these dresses.
She smiles and she says, I'd much rather see some out of the dresses.
Most definitely. She
Says
kind of
everyone.
winks, and then she walks off with a little smile on her face.
She gives you a kind of sultry grin and a wink. And she says, you hear her, Marcin, I have not seen you in so long. As she steps further through the crowd.
All right. I
Layla,
will head
go ahead.
there.
Okay. So Layla, you see the more sort of russet-skinned Raoul Dubois. He's got very well-styled dark hair. He is sitting kind of by himself in this very white, kind of off-white, kind of comfy-looking chair with a drink by himself. And he sees you approach. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. I'm just gonna kind of like side up to him and be like, I always feel so out of place in these kind of places. Like, never quite sure who to talk to or how I'm supposed to act around people here.
He smiles, very winning, bright white smile. You and me both. Where are my manners? I am Raoul.
Layla.
Layla. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you. So, who do you know here? How did you end up with the invite here?
I am the youngest son of the Dubois family.
Oh, so it's your family we have to thank for this lovely ball.
Yes, my family. He says as he finishes the last of his drink in hand.
I have another drink if you'd like it.
Go ahead and spend a raise.
Yeah.
And he looks at it, he kind of seems a little bit persuaded to kind of indulge it, and he takes it from you. Says, "Don't you have one?"
Yes, no, I have one as well. I'd love to sit and have a drink with you if you like.
Be my guest. It is very rare that I have such intriguing company.
Do you not talk to many people around here then?
It's more like who I'm allowed to talk to.
Why would you not be allowed to talk to people?
My mother is very protective of family business, and seeing as it is my fault for the order and conditions of my birth, it is what it is.
What happened with your birth?
She says, well, my mother lost her sense of decency, so she claims. A lie. And one summer she was blessed with an unfortunate parting gift. Me.
I think you're a wonderful gift. Do you know much about Gabriel at all? I've seen that he's not here today.
Fournier?
Yeah, I thought that he was supposed to be at the party tonight.
Well, there are a few people missing from our attendance.
What do you mean by missing?
His eyes kind of dart. That'll be another raise if you want to get him to talk.
Yeah?
Okay. So I believe you have one left?
Yes.
And he just sort of he says, "Can we speak somewhere more privately?"
Yeah, I'm more than happy to go and speak somewhere more privately if you'd like to. I just need to let my companions know that I'm going to be leaving for a bit, otherwise they might get a bit worried.
It's very smart and very considerate.
Thank you.
Okay, so we pan over to Rhiannon. As you are performing, you see that there is a young man watching you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a sort of grin on his face. You recognize this grin, the sort of grin that comes whenever a young man is enchanted and attracted to a performer of a particular caliber.
And desperately needs his coin purse to be rescued by me.
Correct.
Liberated.
Liberated. It's a good one. Yes.
So, between performances, he approaches you.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "You're an amazing performer."
Oh, thank you.
He says, "I am Laurence.
Sorry, Lawrence?
Lawrence Laurent. It is.
Oh, Laurent. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
My father was a very vindictive son of a bitch."
Just kind of, okay, cool. Just making sure. I'm so sorry.
I know, but they call me Laurie. Another cruel joke, I guess.
I'm So sorry. So what brings you to the party tonight?
Well, my family was invited, of course. I mean, we are the Laurents. And seeing as we are free of having to worry about war as of late,
Mhm.
nothing better to do than to show up at the party.
Oh, that's fair. So what normally happens at these types of parties? I'm a guest of the Fourniers tonight, and therefore I am just trying to make my way.
Well, you're doing a wonderful job performing.
Well, thank you. That is my natural habitat, so
Well, keep playing on, then perhaps we will talk later.
of course, you know where to find me.
He grins, takes a step back, and he just kind of fades into the crowd.
Okay. I look him up and down to see where that coin purse is located.
You do see it located right on his belt.
Perfect.
Kind of
Easy.
closer towards the back.
Perfect. Rockin'.
So, at that, Gregory,
Yes.
while you are standing there, you hear a couple names mentioned in your vicinity, but you would have to get closer to look. I'll let you spend a raise in order to gain a closer look into what is going on.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, so you kind of thought you heard, and with the cost of a raise, you definitely do hear the names Laurent and the names sorry, I'm just pulling my notes. Next lesson, always have your notes like on hand and ready to go. You hear
DM tips by Derek.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's called Stratus Academy for a reason. I'm just not Straticus. He's that guy. But you hear the names Laurent and Moreau mentioned in quick succession.
All right. Okay.
You remember that the one of the missing peoples was Claude Moreau. So you hear the conversation coming from up the stairs slightly as Una and Cal's and yourself were headed to go speak to Louise. You hear the Laurent and Moreau mentioned more towards the second floor. The voices kind of saying, well, yes, I know, Monsieur Moreau, but we are trying our best not to let this affect the rest of their nobility. We are lucky that the Sun King hasn't found out. You hear, well, perhaps if you keep your voice down, Monsieur Laurent, then maybe, just maybe, we will get to the bottom of this. Our meeting starts in no more than half an hour.
Okay. That's definitely going to pique Gregory's interest.
Okay. So, with that, do you like move in that direction? Do you just kind of stay where you are?
No, I'm going to. I'm gonna. It's not really casual, but I will casually move across the hall towards.
Okay.
Towards that conversation.
If you'd like to improvise, you can improvise stealth by spending 2 raises. You might not hear everything, but you might get some kind of a lead.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that's going to put you at 0 raises, meaning you'll still be able to participate in the remainder of the sequence. You just won't be able to change anything for the better.
Fair.
So
I'll take it.
with that, as you stealth over, you hear the arguing in the corridor grow louder. A little, not so loud that it disrupts, but loud enough that you can hear it from where you're standing, but far enough out of notice.
Okay.
Look, first, my boy, then yours. And then let's not forget that the Fournier boy is gone as well. And the Dubois boy. We all know that this is a pretense so we can meet here. But if you ask me, this reeks of something else. A conspiracy. Probably the peasants. Or the rumor of that clown going around. Well, if you ask me, I heard that the clown is using Le Poit. How would you know if he is using Le Poit? Well, They say that there are shrieks and the smell of blood in the air. It could be any one of us.
Interesting. Very interesting.
The conversation, there's this sort of pause. You hear, well, if it is one of us, we'd be sure to know. Unless, of course, you think that we are not very finessable with our methods. Oh, really? Are you trying to admit something, Moro? I'm not admitting anything. I'm just saying that I think if it was one of us, you would not know at all. Fine. I will see you at this meeting, and perhaps we can get to the bottom of this and speak frankly for once in our goddamn lives. Until then, I bid you adieu. And you hear the footsteps grow closer towards you.
Okay. I will blend in, mingle with the crowd.
Yeah, you kind of shift your way back to the crowd. They don't really take note of you.
I'll make it look like I was gonna go and fetch a drink for Una.
Got it. Meanwhile, Kels and Una, you are there atop the stairs, and as Paula is talking to a young woman, with a long blonde ringlets, she notices Kels first between the two of you, and Paula smiles and then kind of remembers that she's supposed to be acting in a particular way, and she rolls her eyes.
Paula?
Says, hi, hello. Kels, Louise Delac, Kels Samat, and that's young Una Nikmab, no?
Yes, indeed. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Louise bows and says, and yours as well. She says, it's a brilliant Kels Samat. I have heard so much about you.
My reputation precedes me.
She says, in procedure it does. What brings you all the way to Montaigne in both of your journeys? Castile is, Castile and the Highland Marches are so far away.
Oh, well, I like to travel, and I happen to be in town, and I was invited here, so why not?
Lovely. I was just... Go ahead.
I sort of lock eyes with Paula for a second and say, have you ever been so enamored with a treasure that no matter how much you see of it, you keep wanting to come back for more, and you travel the seas to try and get a little more of it, but whenever you get close, there's just not enough.
She says you would be a man surrounded by coin, Kels.
Surrounded by coin, but poor.
She leans in and she says, are you trying to seduce me?
No. Are you trying to seduce me?
She looks a little torn. You can seduce her if you spend a raise, my friend.
No. I'm gonna...
There's sort of a
Very cool.
moment of frustration on her face. Kels, would you like to possibly fetch me a drink? I am running empty on this one.
I whistle a serving boy.
The one from earlier goes, oh, yeah, hi, what can I do for you?
Wine?
Oh, yeah, sure. He pours you up, he goes, say when? And he starts pouring.
I'm looking to her.
And she's just like there, she goes, all right, thank you. And he's just still looking at you.
That will do plenty, thank you.
And you go, oh, yeah, sorry. Tee-hee. And he turns and he just sods off with the wine and the glasses. And he pops back in for a second. I'm a real big fan, by the way. Just, yeah, sorry. Go on, sorry.
Before he leaves, Una grabs one of the already filled glasses off of his tray
Okay, and like he doesn't even
Start
notice; it's just
sipping it.
gone.
She starts sipping it. Says, "Well, has anything interesting been happening around here lately? I've been so out of touch."
Are you saying that to Paula or are you saying that to Louise?
Luis.
Okay. She says, "Oh well, I am just sort of about. I'm afraid that my father passed away recently. And I have been left all alone in my manor itself. But aside from that, I am seeing a boy.
Oh, who?
Says I am. I have. Well, I am not one to kiss and tell. But there's a sort of devilish grin on her face. It's gonna take a raise to get it out of her.
Oh, I'll spend a raise and I'll say, I flash her my smile and I say, oh, but we're all friends here. And of course, there's no secrets between friends, right?
She smiles and she says, "Well, you do seem nice, and I've heard much about you." She leans into you, whispers as her eyes meet Paula's. It is Dylan Rancor. He is here. He is a lovely man. But he's all mine. Don't tell anyone.
My lips are sealed, my dear.
And she leans back up and she just sort of grins. You know, she takes out her fan and starts sort of waving it in front of her face. Paula looks a little annoyed.
What was the man's name? I couldn't catch it as you leaned in so close.
She says, "It is a secret for me and Mademoiselle Nikmab."
Of course. How rude of me.
She says, "I would be inclined to tell you if you're a little bit jealous, monsieur."
Jealous? No, I know a great many people in the city. I could put in a good word for it.
Really? So that's going to take 2 raises from you in order to change from your attempt to convince to get her to tell you.
I'm not going to spend raises on it. I don't actually want anything from her. In my eyes, she wants things from me. So, in my mind, she'd have to spend raises on me at the minute.
Okay. But the way that the game works, my friend, you might have to spend raises for it to go that way.
Yeah, I won't.
Okay.
I'll live in my own delusion.
All right. So at that she just kind of thinks about it for a moment. She says, "Nah, it is better a secret."
Are always better if only a few people know.
Of course. Secrets are best kept secrets by not telling anyone.
She says, "Two can keep a secret if one is dead. Or 3 can keep it." I forget, I'm always so bad with those phrases. It is much better in the more, no offense, sophisticated mountain town.
Of course.
Of course.
And Paula turns to Kels and she says, "You know, I was wondering if you might want to investigate Monsieur Somat."
Investigate what, Paula, my dear?
She leans in and whispers. She says, "We are at the house where the Dubois son went missing, no?"
Huh? I see. And tell me, what exactly should I keep an eye open for?
"Anything suspicious, monsieur?"
I will keep an eye open.
She looks almost frustrated by how difficult you have set yourself upon being. Meanwhile, with Layla,
Yes.
you and Raoul have moved to a much smaller side parlor
Yes.
and sat down. Well, to be honest, my older brother, he has gone missing recently, but this is a secret. You cannot tell anyone.
What's your brother's name?
Cyril Dubois.
And what happened? Like, do you know what happened? Like, where was he when this happened?
He was here at home.
Like, he just vanished from his home.
I tried to tell them, but they would not believe me.
Wait, you tried to tell who what?
I tried to tell my mother what they saw, but of course, what does Raoul know? Nothing.
It wasn't a guy with some bells that exploded into blood, was it?
His eyes get wide as you say that, as there is some form of recognition.
Did he guess? Like,
For a raise, he will begin to divulge.
yes.
It was.
Oh, we saw a similar thing recently at the Fournier's mansion as well.
Yes. Rather tall. He had Avalonian accent.
Yes.
Though that doesn't line up with what you know. The one that you encountered had a Montanian accent.
Okay.
Even at one point in your encounter, he even spoke in Montaigne.
Yes, and I will say that to him. Say, the man that we saw spoke in Montaigne. Do you think there could be more than one person that's doing this?
That would be grounds for a conspiracy. And if he can use Le Poit, then yes, perhaps.
What's Le Pot?
Says that is the secret magic, the secret sorcery of the nobles in Montaigne.
It doesn't seem very secret. But your
Well,
secret is safe with me. I won't tell anyone. You
Yes.
So is it like how many people are missing? Is it just your brother?
There are 3 others. Says one of the Laurent boys, one of the Moreau, and then one of the Fournier, their only boy, the overly nice one, Gabriel.
Oh, that would explain why he's not here with us tonight. Do you know why they could have, like, why this strange blood person might want them?
No, they are all influential sons of particular families.
Are you not
But-
worried?
I am not influential. Unless, of course, you find me influential, my dear.
I
Besides,
think
I
you're
have-
wonderful.
Yes, you keep saying that, but I do not know that much about you.
What would you like to know?
So, what brings you all the way here? You do not, I have not seen you at any of these parties before.
No, I am a friend of Gabriel and their family, and his mother invited me here. Prior, obviously, to him apparently being missing and not being here, so it's a shame to not be able to see him.
Well, it is a shame indeed, but yes, it is all very strange. And if you have seen him too, then wait, why would you have seen the? Why would you have seen the spectre, the Harlequin?
Would you believe me if I told you he jumped out of a wardrobe at me and I stabbed him in the leg?
He smirks and says, "I would be inclined to believe you and hear more of this story."
Then that is what happened after I stabbed him in the leg, and then he vanished. So I won't be doing that again next time. What did you call him?
Called him the Harlequin, as it is a name that I feel is fitting for him. Covered in bells and dressed like a clown.
Yeah, it's a good name actually. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. He just kind of appeared, said some weird riddle, and then kind of I stabbed him in the leg.
Well, if you are as dangerous as you are beautiful, I imagine that he ran in great terror.
Thank you. Yeah, we haven't seen him again. There was another thing that I saw. I thought I saw someone like on a rooftop that kind of burst into flames. Is that like a common thing that happens around here? I've not really been here before. I don't know if that's a normal thing that people do.
He laughs and says, "You live in a very amazing world, my dear." And with that, we cut over back to Rhiannon. As your performance ends, Laurie Laurent finds you and he offers you a drink.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
You look quite parched.
It's a little bit of work here.
Well, you did wonderfully.
Thank you. Now, I've been thinking while dancing, I suppose, while we last talked, you said your last name is Laurent, correct?
Oui?
Do you have a family member missing?
He looks around a little shocked that you know that. He goes, "Not so loud, mademoiselle."
I'm sorry. I have a friend missing as well. That's the only reason why I ask.
I see.
Do you have any idea? Perhaps we should go somewhere to talk.
Yes, let's. Within a couple seconds, you guys find a small corridor to begin speaking. It's around this time that Una, you notice that Rhiannon and a young man walk by, and a little bit behind them is a handsome Montagnan man with a sort of reddish blonde hair, and he kind of quick looks up, makes eyes at Louise, and she says, "Excuse me," and she heads down the stairs to him, leaving you with Paula and Kels.
I noticed that. I kind of mark him in my head as that's probably the person I need to speak with.
Mm-hmm.
And I essentially just continue surveying the room to see if there's anybody else that looks like they're interesting or looks like they might have loose lips.
Okay. So as you're looking around, you see Josephine Fournier walk past you up the stairs, followed by another Montagnan woman wearing her natural hair in a long brown braid. And they move past you up the stairs and you watch them go all the way up to the top floor. As you're looking around, you notice that Louise and this young man steal away out of the manor. And you see a whole plethora of people, all colorfully dressed. But you do recognize one individual. It's usually a bit of a chatty Cathy, or as you would know her, Catherine Auclair.
Okay. I'm going to make my way over to her. Do I know if she's married or interested in dalliances?
You know that her husband passed away in the war. Fairly young wed. He served alongside under the command of the Laurents.
Okay.
Where are you going? Sorry.
I would have pointed her out to Kels and said, kind of gave him that same information about her. And I'd say, shall we go talk to her? Were you feeling like finding someone new tonight, or did you want to, I don't know how this works for you.
Oh, it works every way it can, honestly, Una. Let's
Sure.
Let's go and speak to this woman. I noticed that when doors close to me, they seem to open to you. This could be advantageous to the pair of us.
This is true. Her name is Catherine. Catherine.
Catherine. I love it. The rolls off the tongue. Catherine.
Don't forget it when we go say hi.
As if I would. Rule number 1, never forget their name.
I'm pretty sure you break that rule quite often.
I'm surprisingly good.
Sure.
I'm going to use a point from the danger pool.
Ooh.
It is at that moment that Kel's eyes across the room, you notice a familiar face. Marina the physician. Now dressed very nicely, very well adorned, her hair up in a beautiful bun, a couple like silver hair sticks through it. And she's talking to somebody looking kind of bored. As she kind of swills a wine glass, as she looks like just kind of done. Her eyes cast across the room at you, and her eyes dart open, and she looks away.
Now, Una, could I ask you a small favor?
And what is that?
You see the woman across the room, the one we just met eyes, they widened and then she looked away and now she's looking at the hors d'oeuvres tray as though it is made of solid gold.
Yes.
And there she is. She's just...
I recognize that look.
Yes. I understand that my affections are ill-placed with you. I appreciate that. But perhaps for a short while we could put on a little act. I would love to make her jealous.
I feel like making her jealous with Catherine might be a better idea.
Oh, well, I mean, if that works, we can do that too, but I'd like you to be in on the play.
You know what? I'll follow your lead until I become very uncomfortable with it, because I know that will happen.
Then I'll offer my hand and said, then please, take my lead.
She heaves a huge sigh, kind of hangs her head for a moment, picks her chin back up, and then puts her hand in Kelsa's, knowing that this is a terrible idea.
Okay. And you head over to Catherine Auclair.
Catherine, such a pleasure to see you.
She looks to you a little confused. She says, I'm not sure we have had the pleasure, but I cannot forget the lovely Una Nikmab. How do you do?
My apologies. I was so excited to see you again. I told my friend here all about you on our way over and how excited I was to see you. How are you, dear?
She says, I am doing very well. Better in recent days. But it's so good to see you. Things are going quite well. In fact, there are many juicy things going around in the car.
Oh, really? Tell me all about them.
She says, no, I shouldn't.
Oh, come on. You know you want to.
That'll be a raise, please.
Yep. That's my last raise.
All right. She says, well, we could start with the missing persons, for one.
Missing
Or the fact-
persons?
She says, or the fact that maybe that Louise Dulac was seeing all four of them once upon a time.
What?
She
All
says,
at
yes.
once?
It was over the span of a few weeks. Last I knew, she was interested in the Fournier boy. He doesn't seem to be here at some points.
That's so odd.
Indeed.
That's most intriguing. We have been staying at the Fourniers and the boy has been fine.
I'm going to need 2 raises from you to tell that lie.
Take them.
Because that will... All right. She says, interesting. So why is he not here at this party?
Perhaps he fell ill. You know how the younger boys, their disposition in the sea air. When they have not yet gained hair on their chest, they can go down so easily.
Una's really regretting this right now, by the way.
Yes, quite. Now that changes all of my theories then.
What theories did you have?
Well, she says it is not suspicious, no?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of suspicious things going on.
Well, last I knew, as I heard of late, that Devil Louise was interested in Dylan Rancourt.
I think I saw him here earlier. Wasn't he here earlier?
He is
She kind of
here
makes a
somewhere.
show of looking around.
Gregory, who's probably still standing nearby, you notice, actually, off in a window, you see Louise and that Dylan fellow, hand in hand, walking off towards a large hedge maze in the back of the estate. Says, I am not sure what it means, but I noticed that she gets around fast.
Well. What happened between her and the other men?
She says, I don't know. Normally I know how these things end, and just like these missing persons, poof, I had no more of it. Like a loose end thrown into the air.
What a shame. Such good gossip that would have been.
I know.
Well, I can't imagine.
So she kind of stays quiet for a moment. Yeah, Kels.
So, clearly I do not need to introduce the two of you, but I feel a little introduction is required myself. Catherine, although Una has told me many great things about you, I feel like I hardly know you at all.
My apologies. This is my friend Kel Samat.
You are the irresistible Kels Samata here?
My reputation precedes me.
She says, is it true? You and Paula and the Musketeer?
Does that excite you, milady?
A bit.
Oh, I hate to dispel a rumor.
She says, and then I heard the same day Paula and then Josephine?
Does that excite you too, milady? It seems you already know more gossip about me than I do.
She says, Monsieur, all gossip excites me.
Hmm.
And more than just all gossip, plenty of everything excites me too.
Really?
Oui, oui. She holds her fan in front of her face demurely. And as that, you hear a piercing shriek kind of echo throughout the party. The music stops. And as everybody is looking around, you hear kind of like up the stairs, a young woman come by. She says, sorry, she's looking a little flustered. And striding out with her is Enzo. Sorry, I seem to have dropped something.
Can we get a read on the screen?
It was more like surprise, shock. As you kind of like crane your head, you do see Enzo is now kind of gently carrying some broken glasses and things.
Damn it, Enzo.
But Grigory,
Yes.
you notice that Louise returns to the party alone.
Hmm.
And that's where we'll end tonight's episode of Scattered Ashes.
No.
Nah.
Oh, I have so many theories now.
Yeah, and there's only more to be had.
Oh
So,
my gosh. It's just going to get more complicated.
indeedly so. So we'll do the whole introduction thing. Tell us where you can be found, what your favorite part was. Scrat, is there anything that we should include in that?
No, favorite parts, where we can find you online, who you are, all the wonderful things that you want to promote. I hear there's terror muffins and things going on, and all sorts of wonderful things going on around. So promote all of those wonderful things and other shows that you're on, and all of that lovely business. But if you would like to carry on being the maestro, by all means, Eric.
Not at all. So then we'll start. Actually, I'll look at the stream so I can do this in some form of orderly fashion. We will start at the back in reverse order with Rhiannon, or as we know her, Natalie.
All right. So my favorite. I was running through all of the. Actually, I think it's just the NPCs this time. I don't even need to look at my notes. It's the NPCs have been just absolutely wonderfully hilarious to interact with. So I think they've just been my favorite period for this entire episode. Yeah. So again, I'm Natalie, also known as Chaotic Rogue online. I run a company called Chaotic Rogue Entertainment, which is just a bunch of tabletop nerdy fun stuff all the time. Podcasts, video content, blogs, etc. We're doing a contest right now on Twitter for free dice because I'm a dice addict. So, I mean, you know. And I think that's all I've got right now.
Awesome.
Thanks.
And then so we'll go to the intriguing burgundy-clad Layla, who we call Jay.
Hi. So I think my favorite part was actually having Kel's be more involved with us. So seeing what we're all like together as a group and being more getting to know each other. Yeah, so that's definitely my favorite bit. I am Jay, up there, put my hands too high. Got my name up there. My name on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram is all Jay Bad Me. It's all the same, just to keep it easier for you. I play with Alex, who is there. Yeah, we play quite a lot of Ark. We're currently doing horror stream. I think it's on Friday.
It is.
Because it's our 2-year streaming anniversary this October on Halloween. Yeah, so we're doing horror games, which is awful, all through October because I suck at horror and I just sit there screaming at the screen a lot. But apparently people like to watch that, so, you know, whatever floats their boat. So yes, thank you.
Awesome. I can't wait to see all the horror things ensue.
I'm terrible with horror.
Then going to our I am too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm straight up. I am too. Going straight to our wonderful plucky Unanik Mob, or as we know her, Arasavad.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I absolutely loved Kel's hitting on and getting completely just rejected by Una. That was fantastic. I've been waiting for that moment because I'd had it in my head for a while. And you might find out exactly why later. Though there have been hints here and there if you've been paying attention. I absolutely love that they decided to team up because they're apparently unstoppable if they go at it together on either side, which sounds really bad. So
Phrasing,
you know what?
Phrasing.
Just you know what? I almost said screw everything I just said, but you know, it's me. So.
Just
I
go
still
with
want
it.
that.
It works.
I want that as like a buddy cop film between Una and Cal.
That's the way I'm picturing it.
Yeah, right.
They will get into anyone's bed. I promise you that. Anyways, I am Eris Savad. You can find me if you look up there on Twitter at Eris Savad. You can also find me on my website, erissavad.com. I made it really easy for everybody. I am currently doing a fundraiser with the Terror Muffins. I'm one of 3 ladies. We just kind of screw around on the internet and, you know, play with people on Twitter. And we're known as the Terror Muffins. And right now we have this design made by Great Creations on sale on in TeePublic. I will put a link on my Twitter just after finishing streaming. And all proceeds from any product with this sold on this icon sold on it is going to a shelter that helps survivors of domestic violence get out and get help. So it's really important to us. We feel really strongly about it. So that's going on through the rest of October. There's calendars, there's dice trays, there's conventions coming up. There's a bunch of stuff. Check out my Twitter and you'll find it all.
Awesome. So then we will weave around to the fantastic Gregory, the man in the fez, but as we know, Alex.
Hello. Okay, so favorite bit from this evening. I think it's got to be the NPCs as well. The spectacular, and the fact that that they're all so different. So I used to GM years and years ago, and after so long, I found that a lot of the NPCs would just be like cardboard cutouts of the same thing, but everyone so far has just been so unique, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And your accents as well, like Daniel on the ship. I'm not saying the ship's name. On point. Incredible.
And the speed at which you went between them was absolutely fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that. Sorry.
Like, the forest. Yeah, no.
It was
Amazing.
fantastic.
I've had a lot of practice.
It definitely helps immersion. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Yeah. So hi everyone. I'm Alex, or Dark Fox, or the one that dies very, very frequently. Jay, you're muted.
Damn it! I said that is an understatement.
Yeah. So as Joe said, I stream, or we stream together on Twitch. We play a variety of different games, but as Joe said, we're doing a bit of a horror theme at the moment. We also ramble a lot on Twitter, so feel free to give us a follow. Stop by next time we're streaming. That'd be lovely. Yeah, and that's me.
Awesome. And before we pass it back to the handsome man in, I think it's that direction, we'll cover me, Tazai Enzo, or as you might know me, Archmage Derek, or as my friends call me, Derek. You can find me on Twitter at archmage_Derek, or over on themagecollege.wordpress.com, where myself, my wife Kana, and our friend Tahina Andale create 5e content for, like subclasses, magic items, anything Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We probably cover it. We do articles. It's a really, really great time. You can also find me, if that's not enough Dungeons & Dragons for you, on the Mists of Sire show that is GM'd by Alice on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, which was yesterday. So that VOD is up, and it's awesome. And I play the lovable but crazy Kaya. My favorite part, my God, I love the way that you take to the NPCs. So I'm so glad you guys love them as much as I love interacting with you guys through them. And also, one of my favorite things that doesn't have anything to do with me, because I'm trying to get better at that. There you go. Is I love the really weird alliance between Kells and Una that is forming. Like, the fact that you guys we could be like an evil team up. I was like, I love this. I love every single second of it. So yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys are doing fantastically. I'm so happy they've been enjoying it. But let's go to that guy over there, the most wonderful and excellent Straticus, or as we might know him around here, Kelsunat.
Why, thank you. And please post your mage hand, Archmage College.
What?
Well, donkeys are really. Please post your Mage Hand College thing over in the Twitch chats over there. That'd be great.
You got it.
Nailed it, guys. I'm Scrap. My favorite thing was also the not just the NPCs, but the whole dress scene. With how much all the girls were fangirling about pockets and stuff. I was just like, this is clearly what they needed. This is what they didn't know they needed before they came into this. You guys got so into that and I loved it.
Perfect.
Really love our pockets.
I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter about pockets at this point. I understand.
It's true.
It's so true.
I have nothing but empathy.
There's a reason why I wear a utility belt every day. I have to strap my pockets on my hip.
Yeah, I have one too.
I just have a lot of bags, actually.
No, you're Batman now. That's canon. That's my headcanon every day. Yeah. Yeah, but that's me. That was my favorite part, and you can find me here. Pretty much always. Discord, YouTube, and Twitter. YouTube is well up to speed. Tomorrow this video will get uploaded. It will become part of the 7th Sea Scattered Ashes playlist on the YouTube. So if you want to go back and catch up with the previous 2 episodes, you can. The YouTube's looking beautiful right now. In fact, everything's in playlists, and you can find all sorts of
There's loads on there. I was looking at it earlier.
Yeah, I did I think 100 uploads this weekend. Yeah. Sorry
Jesus.
for those of you with notifications. Sorry. But we're up to speed now. And with 3 videos going up a day, you get to that 100 pretty quick. Twitter, if you want to get into a game, send me a DM. I'll get you in a game. Easy as that. And Discord is just a wonderful community. Come and be part of it. You're all very, very welcome. A safe, inclusive space. We have hit our monthly costs goal for the month. This is a month of profit for me. There is 8 days until The next one, and in that time, we are going to be trying to get us to Gen Con. That is our stretch goal. We're trying to get enough to get us over to Gen Con so we can go and visit everyone in America, because I know we've got a lot of friends over in America, and it'd be awesome to go and say hello to everyone. You can
And you
all...
get to see me because I go to that one, so.
and we'll get to see Natalie. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's
Come
on my
Okay.
list of things to go to. I'm gonna try to get to Gen Con this coming year too.
Do it. Sorry.
After like how jealous I was of Gen Con last year, I need
Do
that
it.
in my life, guys. I need it.
Same.
You do. You do.
Same.
You can also support us over on our Patreon, where we're going to have more and more content coming out to you. You can also support us by getting some of our merch. We have sponsors, and supporting them supports us. They come in the form of Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press. You can also find some competition on my Twitter, where there is some dice that you can win. They are rainbow-colored pride dice, because we've been spreading the love. There aren't any tweets today, but Mage Hand Press, check it out. There is a link there for their free 30-page review. You can see their reskin, space reskin for 5e being aired on Thursdays at 1 PM EST, and also you can see our some Bird in the Storm stuff coming in January. Now today we are going to go and pop a raid over to someone, but chat, I implore you, what will our raid war cry be? Also, players, if you can think of one from the show. If we can't think of one, we'll go with schools out.
Buttons. Pop
Wait,
and
something about
buttons.
pockets.
Oh,
Pockets.
something pocket related.
Something about pockets.
Buttons and pockets.
Dresses need pockets.
Dresses
Yeah,
need
dresses need
pockets.
Yes.
They've started. It's slowly becoming more popular for wedding dresses to have pockets in now.
Oh my god, that's wonderful.
Anyway,
So there's a version with. Ooh, hey, Plutonium, we're just about heading off, buddy. There's a version without Scrat Hypes, and here is a version with some Scrat Hype. Just copy and paste when we go across, and we will Scrat Hype the hell out of everyone. So we are going to go and pay a little raid to a lesser-known artist. She's growing very quickly, though, bless her. She's also the inspiration for my Thursday Ryutama character, Kyuko. She's so cute. All of you follow her because she has the best follow response, okay? When you follow, she does a full, like, 3 hearts thing with her hands, and then does, like, a whole, like, little chant and everything. You have to follow her. It's great. Let's just get in there quickly, make sure that she is still live, because we all know that Twitch lies sometimes. She is. Oh, and she's done cosplay today as well, so this is happening.
Hooray!
Yay!
So, let's go in there. Guys, we are now full-time, Monday to Thursday, 1 PM, 6 PM, and 10 PM EST. You can come and catch us here, and on Fridays we are live at 1 PM over on the Greyhawk channel, and 8 PM here every other week. So, yeah, that's where you can find us. Let's go and pop over this raid to Kyuko, and please, let's get the hype train happening, get the follow train happening. Let's get in there. We'll see you next week. Keep evoking emotions. Bye!
Bye!
bye.